Hi, Maxine.
Hi, Maxine. You need to turn on the fan. It's cold.
Lockdown day, yes.
No, it's more like no movement day.
I don't mind. I honestly don't mind.
No movement day.
Hi, Ama or Amo?
Ama Inspire. Empire.
Inspire.
First time seeing that person.
Yeah, me
Probably
too.
new.
Probably.
I know. Sounds like, looks like you're new to the channel. Thank you for joining us. So the YouTube live is about answering your questions live.
Hi, Janice. Hi, Jane Ford. Hi, Melissa Beauty. Like, hello.
Hello. Hi, everyone. So I'm Claudia.
And I'm Tony.
Thank you so much for opening the video, right? Yeah. So this is YouTube Live. And we're here to answer your questions on real estate. And of course, we do share information with you as well about things surrounding real estate, wealth, and money as a bonus. Without money, you can't even own real estate, can you?
Well, yeah.
You can inherit.
Jan is giving you 100% financing. They don't need any money.
But you still have to have a job to pay back the mortgage, right?
Right.
And you still need to show that you can afford to pay the mortgage. So you must have some money somewhere coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So
she says it's only Sundays, right? Yes, it's only on Sundays. It's Cassandrine. It's Claudia from the UK.
And I just say username. Okay. I say you got an incognito.
I know, because like most persons, like their usernames kind of match their real names.
Yeah, yours is just way off.
But it's kind of like, I'm gonna inspire you. Sham Spence Maxwell. Hello, welcome. Oh, all the way from the UK. I like when persons from the UK are here with us. Because you know it's like really late for them.
Really late. No.
So you know they made a little extra effort to be here.
It's about 8 o'clock in the UK. I think.
It's about that time?
Yeah, either 8 or 9. Not so sure how many hours ahead, but back in the day when I was going to the UK, it was like 5, they were like 5 hours ahead. Probably should still be the same. So YouTube Live, so we are taking your real estate questions today. You can also ask us, well, you can ask me, money and finance.
No, it's 9 p.m.
Oh, it's 9 p.m. So they're 6 hours ahead of us.
Wow.
Is that because of daylight saving time? No. You're 6 hours ahead. Interesting. So I know it's pretty late for you. So you made a special effort to be on. So thank you so much for coming on. And yes, some people reminded me that's no movement day today. hear a lot of cars running up and down outside my window still though. So I guess those are essential workers, or the persons who are classified as what do you call them?
Not sure.
They're exempt from the
no movement.
From the no movement.
I don't know if I'd want to be exempt from no movement.
Why? Use a no movement as lazy day.
Yeah. It's another day to be at home, not worrying about going out there to hustle and bustle.
Yeah.
Because the roads are just hectic.
Yeah, they are.
I was on the road this week and I was like, wow.
But that's because of the curfew and the no movement days have restricted us.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I went back to work on Wednesday, when I finally drove out of my house on Wednesday, I was like, it's Monday. At some point in my head, I was like, it's Monday. And I have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Friday.
And then it just, oh, no, it's today's Wednesday. No, I have to get this done. I'm in one mad rush to get this done, get that done.
I think everybody felt that way.
Oh, God, it was so crazy. But I'm happy, though, that they have now removed the restrictions, quite frankly, because it was literally killing me.
No, but the restrictions are still there. It's just that they're just not on Monday, Tuesday anymore. No,
the restrictions have been lifted for no movement days. There are no more. There's only Sunday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is not a bad thing. I mean, Sundays, most persons, Jamaicans, are home anyway.
I don't think so. Maybe back in your day, but I don't think that's the case anymore.
What would they be doing on a Sunday, apart from going to church?
Well, we would have been showing real estate.
Well,
the construction men would have been on site.
Not necessarily. No, construction.
When the market they open on Sunday mornings.
Markets, yeah. Some markets are open on Sunday morning.
All right, and their restaurants open for those people who'd gone and have Sunday brunch. Devon House would have been open. Their places would have been open.
Places would have been open, but the majority of Jamaicans would have been home.
Okay.
The majority of us would have been home. It's just a few who want to walk about. And
I don't get it then. If the majority of us were already home, what's the purpose of no movement on Sundays?
I guess to shut down the persons who would have been moving. A Devon House, all those other things. The Hope God, people walking up and down, I guess. That would be it, you know.
And beach Sundays.
Yeah. Beach is a big thing here. Most persons, not most, I shouldn't say most. Like me, I don't go beach.
I don't go beach either.
But a lot of persons. All right, so Miss Bars is asking, Claudia, I fill out the JN form that you sent, but no one contacted me. I really need a pre-approval letter. All right, Miss Bars, let me check that. I'll check that tomorrow for you. Tony, you have that on your list?
Miss Barrows, Barrows.
You can check now and see if it's here. Barrows, Barrows. Yes, Miss Bars, I can understand you need a pre-approval. Everybody listening to me, you should have, if you didn't buy a house last year, certainly try and get one this year. House prices are just skyrocketing. We're in the middle of an inflation here now. So we are, and I know when inflation is running, I can tell you my little trick. I care what the newspaper is saying and on the radio and everything. When the price of bread moves, everybody in Jamaica at least, I don't know about the rest of the world, but once you see the price of bread moves, you're going into an inflation right there. That's what I use. Right? So the bread was always $300, gone to $400 and something dollars. It has moved maybe 2 times, 3 times since pandemic.
Yeah, I've seen the application.
You've seen the application. All right, we're seeing it. So we'll try and follow it up tomorrow. Miss Burrows. You want to send it to your WhatsApp?
No, just send it to the rep.
Rep would have gotten it already.
Yeah, but
just send it to your WhatsApp to remind yourself to follow. That's going to require a phone call. I see Lemmy and hi Jaman talking. Hi Leonie. Still need my glasses. I need to get that sorted out. That's another thing.
You lost it?
No, I can't find it. No movement days. I'm restricted, so I
But
keep.
you realize you've lost a couple things this month.
Yeah, I've lost my glasses. What does it I lose?
You lost the keys.
Where?
We don't know where you lost them.
The keys to the office. All right, there's a question. Oh, it skipped.
No,
there's a question.
Be able to scroll back up. Okay. We saw this one from Miss Barrows. Was there another one? Lenny. There it is. Genuine Gamer. Hi, Claudia. Do you know any house in excellent condition for less than $10 million in Montego Bay? In excellent condition.
Genuine.
For less than $10 million in Montego Bay. You can look.
The only thing that would probably be in excellent condition is a new house.
Well, yeah. And even sometimes they don't come in excellent conditions, don't it?
Yeah, well, technically. They do. They should be. Because they're new. But we don't have houses on that price for in excellent condition. Nowhere on the island. Maybe only those quads that Housing Agency of Jamaica is building. And that one is like...
You're what, 6.5? The cheapest?
Yeah, you have to be really lucky to get one of those. But no. You won't find houses in excellent condition. So if your budget is 10 million, remove the word excellent from your vocabulary, and you should be able to find something.
What, like a fixer-upper?
So something, but it won't be excellent.
Let me see if there's anything.
It won't be excellent. You can scroll down a little. Let me see if there's another question. So how long does it take for the mortgage application to be approved by Jamaica National? Shouldn't take them more than 2 weeks once you have given them everything. It has to go to the, so your rep, when your rep writes up the loan, it goes to a set of people called the underwriters. And the underwriters will scrutinize it more closely. But it shouldn't take them more than 2 weeks. Of course, if they're full, I mean, a lot of persons are applying for loans now. I had trouble getting into bank to do a transaction, and they're saying they're swamped. I mean, they have more persons applying for business accounts. More persons in Jamaica are opening their businesses, and I guess with this pandemic, persons, and persons have lost their jobs too. So they really just trying to do their own business and so on. Did you put in the price? You need the price. It has to be. Alright, but I cannot share your screen. Alright, so we're gonna share our screen. So this is what you get in Montego Bay. Under 10 million. You're not going to get excellent condition. There's no such thing. So we're sharing the screen. You're going to get a lot at Go Peace Lane. 4.9, 1 bedroom, 1 bath.
Oh, this says excellent.
It says excellent starter home. Your personal touch is necessary. Let me see the pictures. 7.5 million. Right away, I see that the deck wants sort out. Hold on, let me see that door jam.
Where?
See that door jam? What's that?
This just painting?
Like painting, carving, some space up at the top of the sun.
Maybe they built the opening too big.
Pictures are horrible. So you see, you have to do some work, right? You're going to have to do some work. Usually the case. All right, for 7.5, you can get Earl's Drive, 2 bed, 1 bath. Let us look at that.
Incomplete.
Incomplete. Let's go closer to 10. It did say 10. 9 million in 8 Duke Street, Montego Bay. Fixer upper properties at Diamond in the Rock. Fast becoming commercial. 9.7 Catherine Hall. Spacious 2-bed, 2-bath. And 10 billion in Paradise Heights.
I know Catherine Hall.
Are these joint houses?
They are, yeah.
You have to bring this into this century. It's the floor.
The floor is not bad. This is actually tile.
Not working with the rest of the color scheme, but I guess it's everybody. So I must tell you, you see me yawning, but what happened to me this week now? I went on 2 properties that was just pure bush. A farmland and another piece of property. And man, it looks as if I picked up some insect or grass lice, I'm calling it. That's what people keep saying. That is grass lice, it's grass lice. Any of you know how to get rid of grass lice? So I have to get to the doctor tomorrow. So in the meantime, I've been itching and so on, bumps coming up all over and itching. So I've taken the, what's it called, Histo, which is an antihistamine to stop me from sneezing and from the itches that I'm getting all over my torso and my hand, all about. But that thing makes you drowsy as well. All right. So
is grass lice catching?
it can be if you rub it. I guess it is grass lice. It's on my skin. So you know who not going in no more bush. You don't have to look on the land without me going out of the bush. Some farmland. So that's coming up this week. It's going to be, it's in where again? St. Thomas. What's the name of the place?
Montpelier.
Montpelier, St. Thomas. What's the turn off again?
Market Street.
No, man. You turn off at the police station in Yallas. You continue to Logwood. Make the left turn and then left again into Montpelier. It's 4 acres of land. You have mango trees, ackee trees. What else? Lots of mangoes. East Indian and Julie mango and black.
It's relatively flat land here.
It's very flat land, not relatively. It's all flat.
Well, yeah.
And it has a river bordering it when the river have water in it.
But can you really call it a river?
But
there's no water in it.
Well, riverbed there.
Yeah.
But the key with this land, it has irrigation water.
Yeah, that's a big plus.
That's a big plus. It has irrigation water, guys. So this is in St. Thomas. We have 2 4 acres side by side. You can buy both of them or you can buy them individually. That's coming up. And I don't know if it's there I get the grass lice or another place that I visited in Portland.
Because I was in the grass in St. Thomas.
You were in the grass, you never get it. So it
Yeah.
must be the Portland Park place we're going to get the grass lice.
Maybe.
But so
We're always so unlucky when we go into the bush. You always pick up something.
yeah, pick up something. I picked up something like this before and I didn't even know what it was.
Unlucky when we go into the bush.
Didn't
There
know
you
what
go.
it was. So
Answer the question.
do you have, so you answer the question about the 10 million.
Oh, here's another
Paradise
one for 10
Heights don't
million.
look bad.
We only got outside pictures though. What is a pretty house? Pink?
Pink. Pretty pink. Need some TLC. Oh, not bad.
I guess the MP went through and fixed the roads.
It looks so. Not look bad. Are you showing the inside picture? Just outside.
Just outside.
All right, so Humphrey says, blessings, blessings, Humphrey. Leonie says, ladies, any idea if NHT or Jane will lend on an already started self-contractor build project? NHT will lend if there are no windows and doors and the house is not habitable. Not habitable meaning no windows and doors and no bathroom or kitchen fixtures. Jamaica National will also lend, but I think you're going to need a quantity surveyor to give you a quantity report as to what it costs to complete the buildings. And Jane will only lend if you have the ability to borrow the amount of money to complete the building. All right?
So you're saying that if the quantitative survey says $10 million to finish this house to completeness, and your ability to borrow is only $6 million, they will not lend you.
No, Jane want a complete house.
Understand.
And I agree, because to sell back an incomplete house is tricky, right?
Mm-hmm.
The National Housing Trust, however, they will lend you once you didn't borrow before. If you borrowed and you only borrow the money for the land, they will lend you up to $4 million for build and own land. Once the house don't have no window and a door and a toilet and so on, right? Mm-hmm. If you didn't borrow from them, or you have this land and you started the building, as long as you don't have window and door and the toilet, they will lend you the 6.5. Those are the parameters. You can go on the National Housing Trust website and read it, right? Leonie says she's waiting to see what price is coming on North Coast Development. That's coming soon. Okay. You're still looking for half acre on the North Coast? And then you should have it by Hills of Draxal, man. I have one coming on North Coast, but they're not half acres, they're quarter acre. They're on the St. Mary's side.
Did you see this question from Anne?
What's the question?
I saw probably 10 million. I earn 140K monthly, but I don't have deposit and closing costs. Will Jane assist with the closing?
Jane will give you 100% financing. Government worker, as long as you live in Jamaica, you can get 100% financing. But you still have to have a little bit of money to pay Jamaica National their whatever
the cost
fees,
for the loan.
Yeah, whatever fees are going to be charging you. You're a Jamaican, right? And he's a Jamaican, right? You only have 600K saved. You only for money, man, but you only have 600.
That's a good amount to have.
Yeah. You have like 5%, isn't it? How much is it for the place? 10 million? Yeah. You have 5%. Will Jane let me closing costs and deposit? I think the 600,000 can pay your closing costs and maybe pay Jane their fees. So, but you have to be pre-approved for the difference. So you're getting NHG benefit 6.5. You want to put the link in the description so that you can get to the mortgage officer. You need to find out what has happened to the mortgage officer this week. So Anne, Tony's gonna put it in the description. The mortgage officer complete it. You don't usually liaise with NHT. They will liaise with NHT and get that letter to say that you'll get the 6.5. But at 140,000 earnings, yes, you should be able to can afford a house for 10 million.
Does the age matter?
She's only 30.
Okay.
She have NHT benefits.
Okay, yeah.
She's not young as to buy a house. She's not young. When you're young and buy a house is when you're under 25.
But she's not at the part yet where it's getting desperate.
Yeah.
Does she have a car loan?
Don't know. You should be able to afford it. If you have a car loan, just go sell the car and get rid of it.
I know we say that all the time, but some persons actually find it very difficult to give up the luxury of an automobile.
Which is why everybody, you buy the house first. You must buy the house first. And the first car that you buy cannot do it alone.
Yeah, it has to be one of those.
It has to be
that you pay cash
like
for.
my little old VW Bug for 50,000 that I bought first.
But you know what I realized? Because you purchased your VW cash, right? Going forward, you kept trying to purchase cash. And you never got into that lull of the loan.
No. Because you save the money, you buy again. You save the money, buy again. Which is why me and the Benz now is an uphill battle.
Maybe you need to your current car. What is the car up from your current car? What would it be? Would it be a car that's $1 million more than what you have now?
Car I have now is only paid $1 million. So that car is
1.3.
1.3. So that car is So what would be up? Maybe 2 million.
Right. So what you need to do is look for something for 2 million.
Buy something for 2 million.
Yeah.
That don't take me too long to reach a Benz, man.
Yeah, but do you need to start?
I mean, yeah.
Or you go and take the loan?
I'm going to take the loan. So I'm caught, guys. I'm caught. Catch 22.
But can you get a mini SUV for 2 million? I'm not sure what car prices are.
Most you can get a used Suzuki.
Like a Vitara?
Like a Vitara.
That's not a bad car.
Yeah, something like that for 2 million. Or even a Nissan X-Trail or Nissan Juke.
No, the Juke is kind
The
of...
Juke is small.
I don't like the look.
Yeah, I don't like the look at it, and it's too small. So that's not going to work. Because we have to carry signs and all that. We don't have this whole stuff of equipment for her video shoot and this and that. That's not going to work.
Steffi, I'm not sure, but Claudia mentioned Cats Week. What's that?
Hold on, you missed Johnny's question. Miss Claudia, I'm in the USA, prepaying my mortgage, putting an additional $2,000 a month. I want to buy a house in Jamaica next year. Do you think I should save that money instead of putting it
on the mortgage?
On the mortgage. Janice, you have to explore. You're in the USA, the mortgage rates have fallen. So what you should also explore is the equity maybe in the home in the States where you're taking the 2,000. So maybe you're paying 2,000 US a month extra.
Mm-hmm.
So that 2,000 US a month may be able to buy you a mortgage in the States at 2.something%, because I know that's what they are now. So maybe the equity in your home can be taken out. You still pay the 2,000 per month to your mortgage company, and you buy a house in Jamaica cash. You could do that.
Oh, you're saying that they may be able to give her an additional loan on her house?
Yeah, if
she can pull that money out.
Oh, yeah, if she have the equity, and the extra payment of 2,000 could now just still suffice that loan, and maybe have extra money still to suffice the loan.
Okay, that way she doesn't have a mortgage on the house in US and a mortgage on the house in Jamaica.
She'd have a mortgage in the States. And I know that the interest rates in the States have fallen to 2.something. So that may be something you can explore. The other thing would be why you want to buy a house in Jamaica next year. Everybody, the time to buy a house is when you can afford it. So if you can afford it now, you buy it now. You don't wait until next year. So what Janice should explore also is what is her pre-approval in Jamaica? In other words, how much loan can I borrow in Jamaica? Because maybe this 2,000 that you're putting extra per month could actually just pay a mortgage in Jamaica.
Also, she needs to check if what it looks like getting a mortgage in Jamaica versus getting the equity in the States.
In the States, yeah.
Okay. And see which one is maybe the lower interest rate or...
Yeah, less monthly payments where you can pay down faster, because if your monthly payment is less, then you can actually... If your monthly payments are less, you can actually pay it down faster if you're in the States, right?
Right, because the US keeps going up.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a lot to think about.
Yeah. All right. So Janice. So that was Janice. Blessings, ladies. Any idea if NHT? Yeah, answer that. Shelvis 3. Any suggestions of a designer and builder that will work with NHT step-by-step building loan? Yeah. Designer. I don't know about a designer.
Designer, she means what? Draftsperson?
I mean a draftsman?
Like architect?
Usually you have to have the building plan approved already, before you approach NHT for the loan. Right? But yes, we know builders will work. It depends on which parish you're into. Which parish are you in? Yes, I'm waiting to see what price is coming on the North Coast development that's coming.
Or maybe they need someone who can design within the NHT budget.
What do you mean design within the NHT budget? It's designed by square footage. Your budget is 6.5. Then you can't build no house over. We used to be able to build at 10,000 per square foot, everybody. That's not happening. So you could build at 10,000 per square foot. So technically, your house should be 650 square feet.
So that would be a
6.5 million loan.
One bath.
2 bed, 1 bath.
on a smaller size.
Right. But now, that building cost gone to a 15,000 square foot because the price of lumber, everybody has doubled. Therein lies a challenge. That's why I said the time to buy a house is always no when you can afford it. No. So if you look at it and say, yes, I can afford it, buy no. Don't wait for all of your ducks to fall in a row to buy a property. That's not going to happen. Just like when you don't wait for your ducks to fall in a row to have a child. They never fall in a row. Something always comes up, right? So the best time to buy a piece of real estate is when you say, yes, I can afford $2, $3, $4. What's happening to a lot of you? You're trying to buy a property above your ability, above your affordability level. You're not to do that, right? So if this year they tell you, Miss Davis, I can lend you $5 million. Go look for your house for $5 million and buy it, man.
Don't wait for the job increase.
Don't now. Don't wait for the promotion. Don't wait to find that rich boyfriend who will come make up with you. Don't wait on none of that. Just buy the $5 million house. Start pay fees while you're still looking at property. When I bought my first house in Fairview Park, 1989, 1990, I still looked at properties. We got Green Acres where I looked on land. We do a Twin Palm Estates. Remember Twin Palms came out where I looked on them house. The model house was nice. Twin Palm Estates.
They had like 3 designs.
3 designs, you remember? And I said, yes, I want one of these. I want one of these, but we could not afford it.
I think what you're fascinated with the land size.
Yeah, the land size at the time.
It's like what, quarter acre?
Yeah, because Fairview Park land size was small. So.
And you know, Fairview Park felt big to me.
Yeah, it
like
felt
our
big.
yard
Yeah,
space.
it felt big. But you have to, guys, you have to just keep looking. So when you buy this house this year, you still keep looking in the Gleaner. You look at our website, right? You still keep in touch with my YouTube channel. That way you will be familiar with the prices going forward. You're going to realize that over the past 100 years, prices just keep going up, going up, going up, going up, right? So you have to understand that you cannot save or wait until the perfect time to buy the real estate. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. All right? Melissa, question.
Did you read this one?
Yeah, she was asking about the development. So, question. What can you do if you purchase a house and next door owner put out the tenants and no persons in the community dumping garbage and feces over there and the same is affecting you? Sorry, everybody. Call the KSAC.
What's KSAC?
Kingston Corporate. KSAC. Kingston and St. Andrew Corporation.
What do they do?
Them in charge of everything like that.
If someone's dumping feces on the neighbor's property next door?
Yeah, you can call the KSAC. Will more than likely get in touch with the people. Who else you can call? You can find the neighbor.
Can you just chain the gate and put no dumping sign?
You can probably do that. What? Find the owner. Who is doing that? Find the owner. You must know the owner by now. Who's your neighbor? If you don't know the owner personally, ask the persons beside you on the other side or across the street.
Yeah, you may not know because it's new. Just recently purchased property.
Yeah. All right. So what's our code for this week? What's the code for this week? What's Xander? Xander is sleeping now. Xander has gotten so busybody, everybody. Taking out things now with a draw and throwing them all over the place. But this week I taught him how to put the things back in his toy thing.
His toys in his toy box?
Yeah. Or put them in something. He takes them out, put them back, then laughs. All right, so this is from Jeremiah chapter 32, verse 11 to 12. Then I took the deeds of purchase, both the sealed copy containing the terms and the conditions and the open copy. And I gave the deed of purchase to Baruch, the son of Neriah, the son of Maziel, in the sight of Hanamel, my uncle's son, and in the sight of the witnesses who signed the deed of purchase, before all the Jews who were sitting in the court of the guard. Now, why I decided to bring this as a quote for this week, as you know, I've been doing sale agreements for the past, is it 2 weeks?
Yes.
Persons want to know, why does a sale agreement, why is it in writing, and why is it so long? Well, why is it so long is a matter of lawyers, right?
13 pages.
13 pages. Can you
riveting content.
Can you believe it? So everybody, from biblical times, it was required that you have a deed of purchase, which we now know as a sale agreement or an agreement for sale, right? You also needed it to be witnessed. So you must sign the deed of purchase, and it must be witnessed. In this case, witnessed before all the Jews who were sitting in the court of the guard. They also signed, and the sight of the witnesses who signed the deed of purchase. So that is why we have a sale agreement and a section that says witness. Now, all property dealings must be in writing for it to take effect. In Jamaica, it must be in writing, and it must be stamped at the stamped office. And then if there's a title, your name is transferred to the title. You have absolutely no right to any property that your name is not on the title or the conveyance. We can also use a conveyance if we call it a common law conveyance, not a registered, right? So registered is when you have a title, registered title. Conveyance is where you have a common law title, which is a conveyance. And next week I'll probably go show you a conveyance, what it looks like, which is something that says, I whatever sell to so and so, so and so, and it is stamped, right?
You can buy a conveyance in the bookstore, don't you?
Yeah, the outline, yeah, is there. So you can buy it. So you can buy it. Just like how we buy the notice paper, it's something you can buy. So those of you who are claiming things, lands especially, you can claim the dresser. So if Miss Davis gone tomorrow, you can probably come tell Tony, so Miss Davis did promise you the dresser and the fan and the fridge. But you can't come tell Tony and say, Miss Davis did promise me the house and the land. You can't do that. It has to be in writing. Now the thing is, some of you will have what's called a will. You still don't own any property with the will. So don't try to sell the property with a will. You having the will doesn't mean that you own the property. You have to get a lawyer and go through the probate, and whoever the executor is will sign off, and your name is added to the title. All right? That's how you have. See there? Jeremiah chapter 32, verse 11 to 12. That is why you have to do it. And this is from time memorial. This is nothing new. This is how it is. So those of you who are trying to say, oh, me want to, your mother say, me get a piece over there to John, and me get a piece over there to Mary. No, no, no. Must be in writing. These days you have to survey it and know that that is your piece. And she has to transfer it to you. That is how it is yours. All right? So this is the quote of the week, and that is what happened. Now, why did all of this happen? Let's go to let's go to the lesson. So the lesson as to why this happened now.
Where is that? Is it?
You need to come off share if you can't find it.
Oh, I need to look at the link you sent, yeah?
Yeah.
One moment, everyone.
One moment. Stop sharing. All All right. So this is the book of Jeremiah in the Bible, and as I'm talking about Jeremiah, that is my recommendation for the read of the week. Read Jeremiah in the Holy Bible or whatever Bible you call it, right? That is your reading for the week. The book of Jeremiah.
I wonder how many persons read the book last week that you had recommended.
Yes, The Richest Man in Babylon. How many of you read that book? Contractors are mourning to clear the lot.
Maybe that word is moving.
Mourning. Said mourning. Nobody likes to handle feces. That's why plumbers earn so much money.
Well, yeah, that's true. It's not that bad though.
When you're a plumber, that's why you say that.
Like after a while, you kind of just get used to it.
Yeah, I know. Not me though. That's why I'm one of these point people plumber. Boy.
Was it 32?
No, was that the chapter I gave you? For the 32. No, you need to go to what I sent you in the thing. That's why I had it up earlier.
I did, but then when I went to look for the other thing, I kind of lost it.
All right. So the book is. So tell me how many of you actually read The Richest Man in Babylon? The book is like a 1-hour read. Don't tell me nobody bought the book. And where's my YouTube live? Okay,
It's right there.
it's right here.
Paul saying no, he didn't read the book.
You didn't read the book. Paul, did you buy the book at least?
We didn't
Or
have to buy it.
download it?
Right, because I sent a link.
And we sent a link to. So you never even have to buy it.
Somebody's asking, Miss Davis, do you have a book club?
I did do a book club on Zoom. Did 2 sessions of it actually. One of the books I went through was the same book, Richest Man in Babylon, and everybody on it learned quite a lot. Eye-opening book. But I haven't been able to get back to the book club because we're just too busy. Too busy. So we usually have a book club at 5. So after YouTube Live, we go through a book, and sometimes we're in the book club till 12 midnight. That's how riveting it is. That's how riveting it is. But amazingly, I should probably have it again because we did 3 books. We did The Richest Man in Babylon.
Mm-hmm.
We did Think and Grow Rich, and we did Rich Dad Poor Dad. 3 books. And every time I went back through the book, I learned something new.
Mm-hmm. And it was always interesting to hear other person's perspective of it.
So
and you were able to help a few people along the way.
Yes. So when I read a chapter and I interpret it my way, somebody else interpreted it another way.
Mm-hmm.
I will go through it, I will fledge it out, and I tell you guys, it makes a difference. When you're in the club, in a book club with persons reading the same book and discussing ideas, more knowledge is revealed to you. Right? Yes, Jay can join the book club when we start it back. You will see the notification. Usually we'll send it out on YouTube. And it's a link and you join. But it's more, you learn more when you're in a group discussing it than when you sitting down and reading.
True.
The book.
I agree.
Yeah. Even when I was in university.
Is it that you wanted me to bring up the entire chapter? Because I brought up chapter 32.
No, it was chapter 32.
This is chapter 32. The Pledge of Restoration.
No, it's not it. Oh, yeah.
But it starts from about the top.
We finished before. All right. So in this chapter, all right. So this is what happened. Why? All right. So the word came to Jeremiah. Share the screen. The book of the week is Jeremiah. So the word, can I see that? I need to make it bigger. The word came to Jeremiah from the Lord in the 10th year of Zedekiah, king of Judah, the 18th year of Nebuchadnezzar. At that time, the army of the king of Babylon was besieging Jerusalem, while Jeremiah the prophet was confined to the court of the guard in the house of the king of Judah, meaning them lock him up to everybody. Zedekiah, king of Judah, had confined him there, meaning he had put him there, hold him there, saying, "How dare you prophesy? Thus says the Lord, I am handing this city over to the king of Babylon, that he may capture it. Zedekiah, king of Judah, shall not escape the hands of the Chaldeans." And if I'm pronouncing these words wrong, it's because it's a long time I don't know Bible study. I just know the story. "He shall indeed be handed over to the king of Babylon. He shall speak with him face to face and see him eye to eye. He shall take Zedekiah to Babylon. There he shall remain until I attend to him, oracle of the Lord. If you fight against the Chaldeans, you cannot win." Scroll. Jeremiah said, "The word came to me from the Lord. Hanamel, son of your uncle Shalom, will come to you with the offer." So this is the Lord that tells Jeremiah now. So Hanamel, son of your uncle Shalom, will come to you with the offer. This is an offer to purchase now. "Purchase my field in Anathoth, since you as nearest relative have the first right of purchase." And just as the Lord had said, my cousin Hanamel came to me in the court of the guard and said, "Please purchase my field in Anathoth, in the territory of Benjamin. As the nearest relative, you have the first right of possession. Purchase it for yourself." Then I knew this was the word of the Lord. So I bought the field in Anathoth from my cousin Hanamel, weighing out for him the silver, 17 shekels of silver. When I had written and sealed the deed, called witnesses, and weighed out the silver on the scales, I accepted the deed of purchase, which we know as a sale agreement now, bought the sealed copy containing title and conditions, and the open copy. I gave this deed of purchase to Baruch, son of Neri, son of Maziah, in the presence of my cousin Hanamel, and the witnesses who had signed the deed of purchase, and before all the Judahites sitting around in the court of the guard. In their presence, I gave Baruch this charge. So he says to them now, "Thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, take these deeds of purchase, both the sealed and the open deeds, and put them in an earthenware jar, so they can last a long time. For thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, they shall again purchase houses and fields and vineyards in this land." So he's saying that the people shall again purchase houses and fields and vineyards in this land. So God did give you a charge to go out there and purchase the lands and the fields, right? After I had given the deed of purchase to Baruch, son of Neri, I prayed to the Lord, "Oh my Lord God, you made the heavens and the earth with your great power and your outstretched arm. Nothing is too difficult for you. You continue your kindness to 1,000 generations. But you repay the ancestors' guilt upon their children who follow them. Great and almighty God, whose name is Lord of hosts." You hear him say? "But you repay the ancestors' guilt upon their children who follow them. Great and mighty God, whose name is Lord of hosts. Great in counsel, mighty indeed, whose eyes are fixed on all the ways of mortals, giving to all according to their ways, according to the fruit of their deeds. You performed signs and wonders in the land of Egypt, and to this day in Israel and among all people. You have made a name for yourself as on this day. You brought your people Israel out of the land of Egypt with signs and wonders, with a strong hand and an outstretched arm and great terror. And you gave them this land as you had sworn to their ancestors to give them, a land flowing with milk and honey. They went in and took possession of it, yes, but they did not listen to your voice. They did not live by your law. They did not do anything you commanded them to do. Then you made all this evil fall on them. See, the siege works have arrived at this city to capture it. The city is handed over to the Chaldeans who are attacking it with sword, starvation, and disease. What you threatened has happened. You can see for yourself. Yet you told me, my Lord God, purchase the field with silver and summon witnesses when the city has already been handed over to the Chaldeans. Then this word of the Lord came to Jeremiah. I am the Lord, the God of all the living. Is anything too difficult for me? Therefore the Lord says, I am handing over this city to the Chaldeans and to Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and he shall capture it. The Chaldeans who are attacking the city shall go in and set the city on fire, burning it, and the houses on whose roofs incense was burned to Baal, and liberations were poured out to other gods in order to provoke me. From their youth, the Israelites and the Judahites have been doing only what is evil in my eyes. The Israelites have been provoking me with the works of their hands, oracle of the Lord. The city has so stirred my anger and wrath from the day it was built to this day that I must put it out of my sight. For all the evil the Israelites and the Judahites have done to provoke me, they, their kings, their princesses, their priests, and their prophets, the people of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem. They turned their backs to me, not their faces. Though I taught them persistently, they would not listen or accept correction. Instead, they set up their abominations in the house which bears my name, in order to defile it. They built high places in Baal, in the valley of Ben Hinnom, to sacrifice their sons and daughters. I never commanded them to do this, nor did it even enter my mind that they would practice this abomination, so as to bring sin upon Judah. Now, therefore, thus says the Lord, the God of Israel, concerning this city, which you say is being handed over to the king of Babylon by means of sword, starvation, and disease. See, I'm gathering them from all the lands to which I drove them in my rising fury and great anger. I will bring them back to this place and settle them here safely. They shall be my people. I will be their God. I will give them one heart and one way, and they may fear me always for their own good and the good of their children. With them I will make an everlasting covenant, never to cease doing good to them. I will put fear of me in their hearts so that they never turn. I will take delight in doing good for them. I will plant them firm in this land with all my heart and soul. For thus says the Lord, just as I have brought upon this people all this great evil, so I will bring upon them all the good I have promised. Fields shall be purchased in this land, about which you say it is a wasteland without human beings or animals, handed over to the Chaldeans. They will purchase fields with silver, write up deeds, seal them, and have them witnessed in the land of Benjamin, in the neighborhood of Jerusalem, in the cities of Judah, and of all the hill country, in the cities of the Shephelah and Negev, when I restore their fortunes. Oracle of the Lord. What is the moral of this story? Anybody? Tell us as we go along. So that is one of the first things that I want to discuss with you. What was the covenant of the Lord? You have a question?
Well, questions while you're reading, but not
right.
on
Tell me what you tell me. No, not. It's gonna take a while for them to digest it. Tell me what you learned from this chapter in the Bible that we all read when we're in school. If you go to school in Jamaica, you read Bible back to front. Religious education is one of our subjects in school.
Yes, I remember that.
Remember, right?
I don't remember reading this one though.
No, maybe not. But you do it in Sunday school, if you go to Sunday school. Funny enough, I do remember reading in the Bible all these things about buying land and all of that, you know. Huh? Did they not deliberately not teach us those things?
No, I don't think so. Nicole says, it sounds like Claudia converted. Praise Jesus.
No, I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm converted to what though.
Jay says, I learned that you must buy a house and land and live good.
Yes. You must live good. So when you inherit the land too, we talk about inheritance too. So you are the charge, you are the custody, you are in charge. You have command over it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna leave it to your ancestors, remember? And you must be a good custodian as well over it, right?
Yeah, because he said leave it for your children's children or something like that.
Yeah, profile, you mentioned some. The R panel zinc, you mentioned some time ago, does it last long, stronger than the normal zinc? Yes, it does. Tankwell sells it. So you can, and it's coated, that's why I don't rust. It's coated already. The normal zinc not coated. That's why it rusts. So your roof contractor can tell them the length and they'll cut it in that length for you. So you just have one continuous length as opposed to the pitchy patchy lengths going over. So your roof should last longer. All right, so the creator had already given you a chart. And those of you who are still wondering if you must buy a house or if you must buy land, it's there. It's there from time immemorial.
What are these questions?
How reliable is a mortgage approval? Is it more than likely they will approve the loan as they have? Safi, yes, it is. Well, I know Jamaica National does a thorough assessment. So if they give you a pre-approval, they should honor it after, when you find a house, if nothing has changed, right? Leonie says, true, and they're getting paid, just get on with it, using machete. So just get on with it. Yeah, just get on with it. Them could also just dig up dirt from another side of the yard and throw dirt on it, you know. Yeah, so you should do. Rusty, you should leave an inheritance to your children and manage your affairs wisely. Yes. You ladies doing a very good teaching session. I enjoy it. Bless the Lord. Thanks, Borel. And you have to execute, right? So not just he says what he tell you, he tells you what to do. But you are to also go out and do what? Execute.
Yeah.
You must do it. All right, so this brings me now to the other case study that we have. So your book of the week is Jeremiah. For you to go and read that.
You just read all of it for them.
I just read chapter 32.
Okay, the what was it? The one from the Gleaner?
Yeah. So I usually browse this on the Gleaner. My daughter Rachel insists on buying this Gleaner every Sunday, even though it is online. So her thing is, Mom, but we have to support the community, the wider community. I agree, Rachel. We have to support them. Right? So even though we don't read this Gleaner, we still have to buy it every Sunday. And the Gleaner has raised to $175 now.
I know, but our Gleaner man is so dedicated.
Yeah, he's dedicated.
The same time every Sunday and delivers, even with COVID.
Even with COVID, he still comes. As a matter of fact, he came and delivered it yesterday, but we weren't here.
So he came back today.
He came back this morning. So when I paid him, I said, "Where's the Gleaner?" He said, "I delivered it yesterday." No, I didn't know that he left it on the veranda yesterday. He's dedicated, so people like that you really want to support. All right, so
where's the article?
The Gleaner today. Now, somebody posed a question to this writer of the Gleaner. I'm approaching retirement, and I know a lot of you are probably thinking that as well. You're approaching retirement, and I'm seriously looking at preparing for it. I had a discussion with my investment advisor who suggested that I invest less in equities and more in bonds. I recognize that bond yields are relatively low, so I'm considering the wisdom of buying a few cars to operate as taxis. What do you think? Now, before I read this man's response, I want you all to think. Tell me, what do you think? So he's considering the wisdom of buying a few cars to operate taxis. His investment advisor suggests he invest less in equities and more in bonds. He says he recognizes that bond yields are low. So he's considering the wisdom of buying a few cars, operate a taxi. Now, just as some background, the taxis usually are what? Pro boxes and the next one name? Yeah, AD wagon.
Yeah.
Tony, why are you on? You tell the same thing I do.
Looks so.
So those cars probably like $1 million. So I'm saying a few cars.
So maybe about 3?
So maybe 3, anywhere between 3 to 5.
Okay.
So we can safely assume this man has $3 to $5 million.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Should he buy the cars? Put it in the chat.
Somebody says, Miss Barr says, taxi business is too saturated. There's a couple new markets in the taxi industry in Jamaica right now.
Yeah, but every market is saturated for that matter. Wholesale market saturated, supermarket business saturated.
Yeah.
A real estate market saturated. It being saturated cannot be the reason why he does not buy his taxi, Miss Barr.
Because he could be bringing a whole new concept to taxi service.
Yeah.
That maybe he's doing like luxury service.
Yeah.
Where you get coffee when you enter the vehicle and, there's Wi-Fi on board and he's in a jacket and tie and,
it could
real
be
first class service.
A whole different thing. So you should leave house and wealth to your children who didn't contribute or help you through your struggles. Kevin, are you saying that? He says, why should you leave house and wealth to your children who didn't contribute or help you through your struggles? Is it their fault that they didn't help through the struggles?
Would they have been small?
Or you chose not to get them involved? Is it really? Cars are depreciating asset, yes. I say into the real estate business. So if you had 3 million to 5 million, you would get into the real estate business. But how though? What would you do? What would you buy and what would you do with it? Also, cars rapidly go down in value and require lots of repairs. Yes. Kevin Morris says, please don't have any kids. You sound evil.
No, but to be fair, some people have been burnt by their children. So not all children and parents have a wonderful experience together.
I know, but one of the things I can do, everybody, is if you figure out this kid is going to waste everything that you give them, is leave it in trust, right?
Yeah.
There's one of my YouTubers who always says it, one of my subscribers always says it. Leave it in trust.
Yeah, because maybe not the kids, but maybe the grandchildren
are better. Yeah. So you leave it in trust and let them give 50,000 a month or something like that. Mm-hmm. Just enough to keep him, but not enough to make him can go squander it and waste it. All right. Sophia says at least real estate appreciates. Buy some land. It doesn't always appreciate, Sophia. In the 70s in Jamaica, every real estate went down. Working at a loss at all angles. Simone, what does that mean? Develop that land in stages. Yes, Sophia for Christ. So buy the land, Sophia, you're saying, and develop the land in stages. Okay, yeah, I kind of agree with you. J. Sams. But Tony, the kids didn't ask to be here. You lay down, had sex, and reproduce.
That's true. That is so true. No child asked to be here.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, if you don't want to leave any legacy or anything for your children, why are you working so hard? Why are you working 3 jobs and 2 jobs? And I try pay mortgage and I do this and I do that. Try buy a bigger house because you have these 2 kids now and everybody need them more room and all of that. If it's not them you're working for. If it's yourself you're working for, you don't need none of that.
Don't need any kids, actually.
You just need a 2-bedroom house or a 1-bedroom house and you're all right.
I don't have to leave no legacy.
And you don't have to leave any legacy. You know? In the long run, the land will eventually appreciate. Yes, Sophia. Well, we can't say that now, but something
it should
can
go
happen.
back up because land is a scarce commodity. So it should go back up.
Land is scarce.
Land is very scarce.
When I drive through Jamaica, there is no way land is scarce. And if land was scarce, there is no way. Go on the system and tell me how much land. Wait, we're not going to do it now because I have to read this. But there are thousands of land selling every day. So how can land be scarce?
It's scarce.
Why you say it's scarce?
Because everybody's watching Miss Davis' YouTube channel.
It's not
so
scarce.
Soon the generations behind are going to start hoarding their lands. Till every family owns on thousands of acreages.
Land is not scarce. You hear me? It's just that a lot of persons don't want any. They don't want it. But it's out there, wide open. Land is like the sea out there, vast and wide. You can go to the sea with a teaspoon. You can go to the sea with a cup. You can go with a barrel, or you can go with a tanker. You determine what you go to the sea with. Whatever you decide to go to the sea with, that's what you're going to get out. So if you go with a teaspoon, you're only getting a teaspoon of water, right? The truth is that some persons don't want to go with a tanker because they worry about who to go drive, who may go carry it. They don't want to go with a barrel. Look at them and worry.
To be fair, it's a lot to think about.
Is it?
It is.
What?
And every acquisition of a new property brings more to think about.
It is, which is why I'm saying, if you're not doing it to leave it for somebody, don't do it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It is a lot, right? It is a lot. When you have properties with tenants and you have 10 tenants to call you and this and that and 10 tiles to fix and you name it, whatever else happening with it, and you have to go fence around how much property, drive, go there every month, make sure nobody not squat on it.
I know, and those who think they have squatters' rights.
Yeah, it is a lot. So therefore, if it is that you don't intend to
don't do that.
When
you do that, you send it to my phone.
Yeah, but they're gonna get a voice note.
No, they're not. They're gonna send it to my phone. We're not gonna have a voice note.
When you do that, if you acquire all these things, you're gonna leave it to the church. You're gonna leave it to the government. So if you don't plan to leave it to your children, then don't bother do all that work. Just buy one house and live in it and be happy, and that's it. Right? Somebody says, Kevin, you're both providing a available. This is your good friend from Fairview Park. Who is that? Remember to keep me posted whenever you find a nice property in St. Anne. Please check your email for my contact. What's the name of the person?
Richard Paisley.
Richard Paisley. Richard Paisley. I know Richard Coley. Richard Paisley. Fairview Park. Richard, my memory not so good. I'll check my email though. All right, live and care for others. Don't just focus on yourself. And right now, you'll find so much more joy and purpose in loving and serving others. Leave a godly heritage, spiritual and physical. Yes. Yes. The thing is, the truth is, when I adopted Zig Ziglar's motto of the more I help other persons, the more I get what I want. So the more I help other people get what they want, the more I get what I want. Sky's the limit.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we get more than what we did want.
Yeah. I actually said not too much.
Yeah. I get more than what I want. Because I tell you, even, and this happened to me with Hills of Draxall. Those of you saw me with Hills of Draxall selling. I didn't know it was selling. One of my subscribers called me. She was coming from England. She said, Miss Davis, follow me to go look at this place because I value your opinion and you tell me what you think. Follow the lady go there. When we reach at the Hills of Draxall, I was like, what? They must sell this. Anyway, I went through, looked at the map.
It was bush, right?
It was bush, Tony.
No, because I remember when you first told me about it, you took a little picture. I was like, but I don't see anything.
Yeah, it was bush.
You have to really envision it.
Yeah, I looked at the map. We walk up to the place and we're looking around. I would say, yes, this looks nice. It's going to be nice. In my mind, I'm projecting. Because I do that. I'll stand on the land and I will start to dream. I project in my mind what it could be, not what it is in front of me. I never ever look at a piece of land or building or anything and see what is in front of me. And if you cannot get over that hurdle, guys, just close your eyes so that you're not seeing what's in front of you and get into what I call your mind's eye, right? So when I get into my mind's eye, I saw this property with the roads and everything. I was like, nice. And I started looking at the contour lines on the map and realized that it was going to be a hill development. And she actually did. We spoke to the developer. She said, yes, she wants a lot. One of the lots, I think it was 19, she said. And the developer agreed with her. She even got the developer to take off some money because he had just started. And that was it. Then I went back. I kept dreaming about this land. Because that's the thing with me, me dream enough things. And I went back and I said to the developer, can I sell these lands? And he says, yes. And that was when I started.
Mm-hmm.
I was just trying to get to I was just going with her to look on the land to see if it makes sense. That's all I was doing, everybody.
Same thing happened with the what was it, the Tranquility?
Yeah, that's all I was doing. Right? So the more you help people, and in that whole thing, I got so much land, me get so much land for sale. Me never have land for sale land.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So in that whole process of you helping other people to get what they want, you end up get more of what you want.
True.
That's the truth. Zig Ziglar said it. Look him up. I listened to Zig Ziglar for years before he died. Beautiful man. Good motivational speaker. So did we get all the answers about?
Sophia says, no child asked to be brought to this earth. Therefore, leave a good legacy to your children and future generations. Andrew says, can you post the book link again? Kendrick says, check in. And I posted a book link.
Post a book link. Which one? Richest Man in Babylon.
Yeah.
All right. So those are that's so the question is, what do you think? Should this man run a taxi or should he go to bonds?
No one seems to be in favor of taxi or bonds.
What are they in favor of? Real estate.
Some persons are saying real estate.
Who don't agree with real estate? What do you think? Tell us what you
So
think.
he has what, 3 to 5 million?
He would have. He said, consider buying a few cars to operate as taxis. All right, so 20.
So what could he do with 3 to 5 million in real estate?
You think? You tell me. You're not the class long enough. You must have some ideas by now.
Probably get a little farmland.
All right. And what?
And then maybe what you can do is rent the land or plant the land or lease the land for someone to put crops on it.
Oh, lease it to somebody.
To put crops on it.
Okay.
Or to rear animals on it. Because I don't think 3 to 5 million is going to get you a really good property. But maybe something that
you can get your farmland. I was in Portland and I saw a sign. No, a driver was driving me today. Normally when I'm driving, I don't see these things. And luckily he was driving me today.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the sign. I said, stop, turn around. I see a sign for sale. Hidden in the bush, you know.
Mm-hmm.
6.5 acres of land. I called the man. He says 5 million. I said 5 million. I said, where is it?
That's 6 acres of land.
6.5 acres. But it's up in the bush. I said, all right.
How far up? Like 10 minutes drive?
About 10 minutes. But I have to go back and look at it. He said it have breadfruit, mango, ackee. Already you hit the jackpot.
Yeah, because you could resell those at the market.
You already hit the jackpot.
Or find some
you put a man on it, you put up a little shed, a little house shed.
Somebody says a homestead.
You find a man on it, you put a man on it, and you start.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? You could also lease little sections of the land to people.
Yeah, because it's 6 acres.
6 acres, right? Then put them board house on it and them live, because that's a thing in Jamaica. And right away, you're collecting money every month, literally, till retirement. So now you can figure out what to do with that money. I wouldn't put it in the bank. 6.5 acres, I would just keep going. All right. So what was the response? So that's what you would do. You'd buy like a piece of farmland.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
So I'm going to give you 3 million tomorrow morning. You're going to buy a piece of farmland.
Yeah.
Are you sure about this?
Yes.
I know where you're going to make money.
Well, hopefully it comes with some fruit trees like this man is saying, so that I can resell them. If it doesn't have fruit trees, I'd have to get someone to lease it for farming and then split the income from what's provided.
For you and the man.
Yeah.
But you have to do more than that. You have to go find market for the produce.
There's always a market for food in Jamaica.
You have to find markets. You have to find people who want the what you do, where you're growing. There's some more to farming though. Farming is not so simple, guys. You also have
because you have the weather to contend with.
Yeah, you have the weather.
Insects.
You have insects.
I have what's it called when you steal farm goods? What's it called?
Larceny.
Yeah.
There's another name for it, and just larceny. They have a name that they use all the time.
Yeah, I hear it on the news.
On the news all the time. But notwithstanding, you still have the land, right?
Yeah.
The thing about the land too is that the land not going to walk anywhere.
So somebody can't steal it as easily as your car.
Right. So the car,
or somebody can mash it up as easily as your car.
Right. So they may pick off your fruit and your veg and everything you have there, but them can't thief the land.
Well, not as easily unless they, what's the word? Possess you for
unless
12 years.
Possess you for 12 years. All right, so
and this person is always an investor, so he's gonna really look out for.
All right, so the response: retirement is a critical life transition marked by employment income ceasing, giving way to a pension and savings and investment income to meet living expenses. The earlier active preparation begins, the better generally as compounding over a long time facilitates meaningful growth in the pool of funds required to fund retirement. A late start, while not being the best, does not mean that one cannot create an adequate pool of funds to sustain life in retirement. It often means saving and investing a higher portion of income and taking greater risks to generate higher returns. One little nuance I see here. We always assume that you need a whole heap of money when you go into retirement, right? Mm-hmm. But what you really need is a stream of income. Cash flowing into your account every month.
Money that comes every month.
Yeah, money that comes every month. That's what you really need. You don't need
so you don't need a lump sum sitting down.
No. Because even with a lump sum sitting down, and you're relying on interest rates from a lump sum, it's not going to work.
No, it's not.
All right? Because when you do go for retirement, government pension and those things, I'm not getting a lump sum. You're getting monthly money every month.
Only if that lump sum is maybe coming from an overseas source where it's higher.
Well, that lump sum still not going to help you.
Not?
No, you're not going to get a big lump sum. So because they're not giving you no windfall money, you know. They're not making you suddenly rich.
No, they're making you just not poor.
Yeah, so they limit the amount of money that they give you, right? So let's scroll down. There are many who are not where they would like to be because of adverse situations like disruption of employment, or because they started building resources for retirement late, or because they lack knowledge of how to invest. Now, the thing with investing in these bonds, stocks, savings accounts, and so on is, are you sure those companies are going to be there when you retire? That is a big gamble as well.
But nothing is guaranteed.
Yeah, but the land is more guaranteed than these companies being around. I've been through FinSA. We had how many banks failed with everybody's money in it? Quite a number. So that alone teach me that, big risk, guys. I see the government of Jamaica saying that 1.2 million now, is it, of your money is secure. So you don't want to have more than 1.2 million in the bank.
Oh, only $1.2 million is secure?
It was.
So where's the rest of your money? It's just loosey-goosey there?
Or is it 600,000? I don't remember.
Seems rather low.
But somebody or another is only that amount is secure. So just in case something happens, somebody tell me, please, what it is. All right. But there are individuals who are quite ready for retirement, although they do not embrace investing in securities such as stocks, unit trusts, or bonds. For example, some invest in a business to be sold at retirement or to be retained in retirement to generate income. Yes. So some people invest in a business. So that's one thing he gave them. Some people invest in a business, but investing in the business, you have to go work in that business. You have to make sure it is there when you retire. Scroll down. Equities. In your case, I would not be surprised if your portfolio is heavily split to equities. Equities are good because they're able to generate significant growth in value over the long term, and they generate income in the form of dividends. Who here has ever received any serious dividends from stocks? The bad thing about equities is that they lose value from time to time. Most times, they recover the value lost But this sometimes takes time. At times, it is hard to sell them because of the state of the market when you want the cash. Although it is possible to diversify a portfolio made up of primarily stocks by investing in several industries and in several countries, it is never a wise idea to have a portfolio too heavily skewed in stocks, as tempting as it may be. Although some hold the view that people approaching retirement and in retirement should eschew investing in ordinary shares, research in developed markets has shown that having up to 20% of such a portfolio in stocks may enhance yields without seriously affecting the risk of the portfolio. Capital trusts are mutual funds, but this applies generally to a portfolio that is well diversified. And it is reasonable to say that what applies to a developed market does not necessarily work in a market such as ours. So I would urge caution. Yes, that's true. Mutual funds in Jamaica used to make money. But as a mutual fund, you could go into Canadian market growth and get up to 40% at one point. No, forget that.
How much you getting now?
I don't even know, because you know me take all my money by real estate. My personal view is that it is the best to invest in capital trusts and mutual funds at that stage of life for capital appreciation in preference to investing in individual stocks because of the higher level of liquidity and importantly, the greater scope for diversification. So what he means here is that mutual funds and capital trusts, you can like which trust we have, like trying to remember one of the trusts that we have here. But you can invest in those mutual funds and capital trusts because it's easy to liquidate. It's easy to just go in there and say, hey, I need my money now, and you have it, right? As opposed to stocks. You may buy the stock for $1, but the stock is at $1 when you want to sell. If you sell at $1, you lose money. So there is merit in the financial advisor's advice. It would be useful to invest in good yielding bonds, but it must also be considered that bonds themselves are not without risk. The quality of some make them no safer than ordinary shares, and it should be recognized that the higher the returns, the higher the risk generally. Further, bonds do not offer protection against inflation. No, I'm gonna show you later why even that is risky. It is important to have a diversified bond portfolio with local and foreign bonds and bond across several different sectors of the economy. The reputation and financial strength of the issuer also should be considered. In some cases, though, the investor cannot purchase less than a certain amount of bonds, so that may limit the investor's ability to access one of the instruments. Bear in mind that it is also possible to invest in bonds by investing in the bonds fund of a unit trust. Yeah, unit trust. What about business, specifically taxi, which seems to be the default option of the world and his wife? We see taxis all over the corporate area and the towns and all parishes. Sometimes I wonder if the operators are making any livable income. Now, these are questions to answer before making your decision. Who is going to manage the business? What will you put in place to ensure that all the income comes to you? How will you manage the expenses? What will you put in place to ensure that you hire competent and trustworthy people? Do the research. If you want to enter into an arrangement with one of the companies that make their radio and other services available. If yes, you will need to do the required research to determine their terms and suitability. Perhaps that is a less risky approach. You should first seriously explore the viability of such a business and bear in mind that although it is income generating, operating expenses are high and the asset depreciates over time. That's a car. Whatever you decide, the tax business is not a suitable for bonds. It's not a substitute for bonds. Ultimately, your priority is to have a portfolio that effectively gives you a reasonable return without exposing you to too much risk. Now, nowhere in here did I hear anything about real estate. So is it that we are talking the wrong things here?
No, I just think the man asked him about taxi or bonds, so he's just telling him taxi or bonds.
But maybe he did know, but he did introduce other things. He said capital. He said mutual funds. He did introduce other things, so he could have introduced real estate. He could have, but he didn't.
And if since the man is willing to do so much hard work with taxi service, then real estate wouldn't have been a bad third option if he's willing to do some work.
Yeah. So, yet on this YouTube channel, my subscribers did say real estate was a better option. Nobody thought taxi business was any good option at all. Mm-hmm. All right, good guys. So you're actually learning something.
Okay, some persons are saying it's 1.2. So
it's 1.2. It moved from 600 to 1.2 million. So what that tell you? Don't have more than 1.2 million in the bank at any time. Not secure.
you got some questions. Sophia wants to know, why does it take such a long time for a property to move from on the offer to on the contract? Also, once a property is listed as on the contract, why is it still on the MLS?
Because it hasn't closed.
Mm-hmm.
The person can still rescind on the deal, you know.
At any point.
At any point. Can decide that, no, I don't want this. They might do a survey and they don't like what the survey show. And they back out of the deal.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only off the system once it's closed.
Right, and it's kept there so that persons who are watching the property can keep aware of what stage it's in.
Yeah. That happened to us with that property we were watching too. You can plant lumber trees as well as fruit trees. Yes, Kevin. Right.
And then sell them when you retire in 20 years.
Yeah. Kevin, you give me a good idea. So when I go buy $3 million, make me save anything that every $3 million. Persons might be interested. Let me see. I missed out on a good deal the other day. As a matter of fact, it's one of my YouTube subscribers buy the place. Congratulations, young lady. Congratulations.
Somebody's asking, what is a lumber tree?
A lumber tree? Like cedar tree, mahogany tree.
Ones that used to make furniture.
Them tree there.
And houses in America.
And they might just get in and miss all the good parts. Yeah, we use them to make furniture.
Needs to be a little bit closer to us so that we can watch it. So like,
what you want?
No further than
Saint Anne,
Thomas,
Saint Mary,
and
maybe Saint Andrew too. Where?
Saint Thomas and Saint Catherine. It's not a bad option.
I'd go scroll with it.
See Saint Catherine there, right? On the Saint Andrew. I'd go as furthest there.
What was the center? Oh.
You're looking at
land.
No, take off the house.
You're looking at
and choose agriculture as well. Choose agriculture as well.
Choose agriculture, farmland. How much money you say? I have 3 million. 3 million there.
3 million.
Yeah. That one. All right. Only 3 you have to choose from.
Hi, Savannah.
Hi, Savannah. Oh, hi, Savannah.
Deborah wants to know, what would you do with the rest of money that's over 1.2? You would have purchased real estate with it, which is an asset that you can insure.
Yeah. You can't insure bonds and stocks, everybody, but you can insure real estate. Remember that. Oh, hi, Savannah. How you doing? You will see me tomorrow, Savannah. Early, though. All right. Action. Search. But Savannah, come on, late, man.
Sophia wants to know, how long does it take a property to close a property? Does land close faster than a house, or is it the same amount of time?
Same amount of time. All right, Tony, them square footage are too small. So this you get land for 2.3, but it's only quarter acre. Let's search again.
What you should probably do is just open it up to all the parishes and let's just see what's there. How much land do we need though? Like an acre?
Minimum, I would say an acre.
Okay, so that's 44,000 square feet. You can scroll down.
But it's still having a 3. Search. Let's see,
even with all the parishes?
Right. Don't seem right that tell the people there's so much land about. Hold on. You see them now? You have to go up for sale. Yeah. How many people? Click on the inactive and down first. You only want active. 12. All right. These are houses for 12. So you can put up everything. No, you need the size of the land. You need at least a acre. Okay, so we're gonna search again. So you need at least a size, yeah. Because you are saying farmland, right? We're gonna do this one.
Even though you could plant some lumber trees on half acre.
Or it could come up. Yeah, it could enough. It doesn't matter. The property though, why it have to be farmland? It could have been house too. See a 3 acre there, 4.8. Warwick Castle. I looked at this location and I don't like it. But
if we had a pickup, we could have accessed it.
You can't access it. Yeah, it's because as driving around, it could be able to carry. But this is remote, so you could actually plant lumber, as you say. And because it's remote, you don't have no squatting. Because them love squat for electricity. So where's Darliston? This is 1.7 acres.
Oh, I know.
Is what again?
We know Darliston. No, it's Westmoreland. We have something along the main. But
it's a good road too.
But they have some road. Bamboo is coming in style, you know. So some bamboo is
coming in style too. Oh, but the road is deserted. Not on the road. No GPS light post except this gentleman here.
That's good. That's what you want. No electricity, no water.
Have good road frontage.
This is a very good
road frontage. Yeah. But it has no I
see somebody around the road here. You see somebody down the road here, and there's a church just around the bend. It's just that it's not right where the land is.
How much am I fine?
Not much. I think it's like 3 million. 2.6.
2.6
for 2 acres. That is not a bad
for
price.
Residential or farming use with almost 600 feet of road frontage. Not far from the town of Darliston. Almost check out this. Days on the market 106.
I know you just fence this up now, put in your lumbers.
Probably lumber up on the land already. Nobody now look.
Oh yeah.
All right. So you see. So I think this will probably be a good investment.
Not much on the system, but there is. It's possible.
It's possible. We're just on this system. I mean, you're looking the Gleaner and all of that too.
Right. Those other online places.
Yeah.
Or you just drive around in a community and you see some little signs that say for sale.
You could also pick up Tony wants a farmland. But let's change it to you could also just check out the size of the land and let us see what you could get for 3 million. Because just maybe you could also just buy a house too.
No. This is too much upkeep. On managing 3 million.
Go with the same thing. Farm, everything. Search.
It's just saying 2. Why is it only saying 2?
Well. Tradiga Park. No. It's private treated. Rose Heights. What that's selling? Residential
3,500 square feet.
1.8. Land part of Senior.
Alexander Road, Kingston 13. Where is that?
Where's that?
I don't know where Kingston 13 is.
Kingston 13. Excess of 70 years old. That means it was bulldozed down. Habitable demolition. This look like if you offer them 1 million, they will take it. Where's Alexander Road though? Kingston 13 is somewhere downtown.
Kingston 13 is downtown?
Somewhere downtown this one. Or Kingston 13? Somebody tell me where Kingston 13 is. Cyril Place, Coatspen, Maypen. 2.5, Darlingston, yeah. Look at that one. Luana.
Oh, we know Luana.
We know Luana. That is
square
below
feet.
road level. Could be used for an income or adventure or residential for 10 minutes drive to the town. We know Luana.
Racecourse, Clarendon.
Warwick. That's the one I said. Oh, like Palmer's Cross. Maypen, Bellevue Heights.
Saltfield is not a bad area.
Or yeah.
Oh, it's just a 4,000 square feet.
St. Elizabeth.
Bel Air. Oh, this is new. Oh, they only want 3 million for it?
Hold on, make a jump on this. This look new. A full, them only want 3 million? How come?
Seems a bit low. I know this community, don't I?
Bel Air community. Now this is something you could have buy. This is now one scheme. You could have buy this and put it down, Tony.
I don't know where the land is.
The only thing with this is that you're not gonna earn the money off it.
No, it have to be a capital gain.
Yeah, you should have a
This land is rocky, so I don't think I could plant much on it.
You can't plant on. Maybe go rock stone in front of it. But you couldn't.
Oh, somebody says Kingston 13 is Maxfield.
Maxfield Avenue.
Alexander Road is between Waltham Park Road and Maxfield Avenue.
Waltham Park Road, Maxfield Avenue. Where?
Maybe it's one of those roads that joins both of them.
No, Waltham Park Road meet Maxfield Avenue.
The roads in between there does. Because when the bus cutting up traffic, that's how they drive it.
Okay, Maxfield Avenue. Yeah, so.
This is not a bad buy.
No, it's not. 3 million under your belt. Not a bad buy. Just came on 5 days on the right price. Students have electricity, water, pipe water, zone residential. Land is said to be subdivided and comprises mostly low and middle income residents. General area of Bel Air is close proximity to various social. These include that. Must be on the poor side of Bel Air.
About 230.
Yeah, they have a poor side. All right. So what else we need to talk about?
More questions? Bailey says, if a build of estimate shows that the cost of build is 11 million and you are qualified for 8 million, will the mortgage institution still approve your construction loan? How would they deal with this?
You have to find 2 million or 3 million.
Or build a smaller house, right? Design a smaller house.
Yeah. 11 million are your own. Yeah. You have to show them the 3 million. Or not NHT though. NHT will let. But they will tell you to build a part of the house. Anything for 8 million in Spanish Town. This website that we're on, this is our backend system we're on, everybody. If you see anything here that you like, you can WhatsApp us. Is there anything in Spanish Town for 8 million? I think so, yeah. Spanish Town is where again? St. Catherine. And you did say Spanish Town. We have the Bel-Acre selling in Spanish Town. 11.5 for the one bed. And the more I go there, the more I fall in love with the one bed, guys. I was there yesterday and I fell in love with the one bed all over again. Just nice. I can't see a young couple or a single person or even a person with their children just living there and just enjoying the space, you know?
Mm-hmm. Totally got everything right.
Go down to the bottom. Let me see the 10 million, please. Mm-hmm. I know Winterspen. Fairview Park was behind Winterspen. Oh, that's a residential lot. Scroll down.
Some holes and so forth.
Barak Street, vacant lot. 7 million, that's not what I want. Strathmore, it's pure land. Scroll up. So apparently it's only land you can get for under 10. Residential lot. Yeah, the man in my Spanish don't raise one. 6.8. Heart of Spanish Town. Hold on, 190 Maho, where is that? That sounds like Green Acres.
Nah, this sounds like Mount View Estate.
Mount View Estate.
It's under an acre, residential lot in Baltimore. Yeah, Mount View Estate.
Oh, yeah, there. Oh, yeah, Mount View Estate.
Oh, this is a big piece of land.
Big piece of land. About a 2 road, no, 1 road. A wicked piece of land.
We know this road, Lejeune. We know this road.
Hill.
It is a hill.
Let me see the road itself. It looks like it sloped down.
Yes, it does.
It sloped down.
Neighbor here.
Mm-hmm. That looks like Keystone. Stem.
It is. I'm telling you, we know
where. Leisure Road. Yeah, worse than Longs on Leisure Road. The slope down. That's a bracket.
Alright,
slope down.
Yeah, that's why that make it so big.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is the neighbor and they haven't even reached the top.
Mm-hmm. So how much for the lots in Spanish now? Go back. So the lots are all right. So you have to take it straight over 10 million. Is a house a person wanted?
I think so. They just anything. So I'm not sure.
You want 8 million? No, but it's 8 million is our budget. 8 million get your land in Spanish Town.
So,
Do you remember you gone to 100% financing now? Run there, JN. Camille wants to know if there's any land in Manchester or Santa Cruz. We were selling some lands out in Newport, but they are now finished, everybody. So the last one. You want house, Camille? No, Sophia is a house. Sophia want for 8 million Spanish Town. None Sophia.
let me see what the cheapest house is coming up at.
The cheapest house probably we have a Jamaica. 11.5.
Maybe something cheap. Oh yeah, you're right. 11.5. 11.5 is the cheapest.
Signal.
Yeah, because these are on.
These on the market 216. But at 11 bedrooms, so why this not sell? The model motel type. So why somebody not buy this? Really?
Maybe nobody wants to purchase a motel.
Motel type.
Where is Worcester Road? I know Sydenham.
I know a Signal, man.
But where's Worcester Road?
Sydenham
Sydenham has a ghetto?
I know the property. You sure this is active still?
Know the property?
I've seen this property. We have looked at this property before in the system.
Maybe it's just one of the units is for 8 million?
No. Almost one of the units. Voila. No. Sure, I don't want to buy this. 11.5 million.
Do what? Long-term rental? You have to go and look at it.
Oh, this is great.
Because I mean, you have the option of buying this for 11.5 or Baleka for 11.5. This you're gonna need some
but
more.
them not. But it look like this have some boundary issues, you know. See the next building there. This other lane that look like a church.
Is it a lane or is that a road?
The zinc fence. What I tell you?
Lane.
All right. Ouch.
I have to still go upstairs one more level.
Ouch. Chaka chaka. I see why people don't take this out. Never look on it. I am going to look at this property. Motel type with 8 studios and additional 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom bungalow to the side. The property also has a small concrete building that can be used as a shop. So why this not sell yet? The total square foot is 3,005. It's in Signum. Much land it depot? Depot almost a half acre. Almost a half acre. All right, Tony, I'm going to look on this tomorrow. Look on it tomorrow.
Come on to bed. Some questions.
Cash feed.
Casually, does
12 million there kids of town too.
Casually, does that apply to joint mortgage or will you still have to show the 3 million?
Your mortgage must can qualify for $11 million. Whether with you are NHT or you alone.
Dwayne Bennett is asking, Bell Acres is gated community?
I say, a property you might want to look onto, you know, 4 half acre, 4-bed, fixed. Yeah, Bell Acre is gated, meaning you get a remote gate, not security at the gate.
I like this. Guinea, cocoa, banana, cedar is already there, mango.
Why don't put aloe vera? Aloe vera is everywhere.
I mean, even we have
There's
aloe vera.
You know, even we have aloe vera. There's also additional land space to build another home, which makes it perfect. Oh no. 4-bed, fix-up house, two bathroom, 2 kitchen, and 2 living dining.
Could do this for your farm, mommy, because it's not too far out. It's only Kingston town. I know Marysville.
It's only half acre.
It's half acre. I thought you said it was 4 acres.
Half acre.
It's
Going
quite
to the
small.
road. Ooh. This is a clean fixer-upper. The roof. We need a roof.
We wouldn't need so much house either.
4 bedroom. How much have you said I want? 12 million?
You said it's half acre?
Let's need a roof.
Janet Gordon. Good evening, Miss Claudia. I'm looking house in Three Oaks Garden in Kingston, St. Andrew. Where's Three Oaks?
Oh, 3 Oaks there for Mullen Road.
What's a water tank?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't look too dusty. They tiled it recently.
With a TLC.
So I do some painting and some roof.
The roof is a problem. Roof work is money.
But you put zinc back up there, yeah?
Yeah, the same continuous roofing in here we're talking about. This one money one. God, need a ceiling bed. No, no ceiling bed. Need a whole kitchen, bathroom. This is a fixer up. Anybody want to fix up one house? A country house like that. It's not enough land to make it worth my while. Approximately. No, it doesn't. Not at 12 million. Unless I'm more, give me for 8 million. It's not a good fit.
But look if you see anything in Three Oaks.
3 Oaks.
How do you search for Three Oaks? I don't think our system allows us to be that specific.
Really? No, 3 Oaks. I'm aligned again. Kingston, what at 10, everybody?
You have to change to St. Andrew.
Oh, Tony, we need to finish the agreement. Once we do this, let's finish the sale agreement. So we started doing sale agreements last week. Last week and the week before. And I think I reached a little section that I need to finish.
You said Kingston 10?
I think so.
It's only 6 properties.
Scroll down, you could have searched 3 Oaks in the subdivision section. 3 Oaks on the 7 million. Clunis, there. Seymour. Oh my God, 500,000.
Seymour is Kingston 10? I thought Seymour is Kingston 6 or 5 at least. No good.
It's very different. Seymour. Golden Triangle.
That's Kingston 5.
That's Kingston 6. Kingston 5?
Or 6.
See here? It's located in Golden Triangle. Then put the thing around.
Okay, Waterloo Avenue.
No.
Hunton Spring Grove.
No.
North Avenue.
No. A commercial. It's gone commercial. North Avenue is where the depot is.
Clunis.
2-story, 1-bedroom apartment.
And then Maho. That's it.
Ours Kingston 19. Go back to search and put it in the subdivision. Go in the subdivision. Take that out. No.
0.
We don't have anything in 3 Oaks.
Oh, somebody said it's Kingston 20.
Oh, it's Kingston 20.
Let's try that.
Four. Waterhouse Drive. I think that's on Washington Boulevard. That
Auburn Avenue. Front the road. Patrick City for it.
Sonny Bradshaw.
Weymouth Crescent.
Weymouth, then Washington Boulevard. 3 family, that's it. So you're looking at the Kingston 20, and I'm also selling it from 15 to 25 million.
Where's Patrick City? Patrick City.
No, Patrick City. Patrick City lead into Duane Park. Or Duane Park lead into Patrick City.
Where's the house?
Pixel. Is that Pixel? Is that unfinished house? Wow.
Pixel.
How much for this?
16 million.
16 million? I'm not even seeing a house.
So the house here. It's at the front.
But they were trying to. What were they trying to do?
They were trying to renovate it
and expand. So them start putting column. Yeah, but also on a foundation. Also the pad foundation.
How can you tell from this?
Come here, look like me. I see one cellar. So.
No, that's just the base part of the home, like painted black.
That look like. From a cinema put in this, it tell me say a pad foundation. I'm gonna try to go upstairs too. But now I'll go upon the original structure.
I feel like they should have just bulldozed down the house and started over.
Yeah, why didn't they do that? Move these pictures and listen to the rest of the pictures.
They're down at the bottom. Just click. And you're gone. This is the first picture. This is the second picture. This is the third picture. This is the fourth picture. This is the fifth picture. And this is the sixth picture. None of these pictures give an accurate representation of this home.
No, it doesn't. What's the asking price?
It was 16 point something million.
And you say it is where?
110 US.
Oh, where is it? Where is it?
Patrick City or Burn Avenue.
I'm not going to put them market. 5-6 minutes. He's dead. He's always also in the council owners motivated. There's a plan for the design of the incomplete building provided to the producer. Over this logo is a primary. Yes, it is a primary. That's why we don't look for it. You don't want that. And do a mess up with the front page. 16.5.
Basically buying the land.
Owner motivated. How much land is there for?
0.4.
Quarter acre.
No, it's not on so much.
Quarter acre.
Like 6,000 square feet.
No, it's 1.14. Oh, no, that's not a quarter. It's less than quarter.
Mm-hmm. It's on 6,000, little bit. All right.
All right.
So you have 8 minutes left. You got some questions. Okay.
Somebody asked in Airbnb. No, all right, where are you?
Camille says, no, I need a piece of land, quarter acre. What's Camille looking for?
Where?
Oh, in Santa Cruz.
Oh.
Janet says Kingston 20. Moses says amen. Kendrick says Airbnb, Kingston, or Ocho Rios, which is the best place for it? Airbnb in Kingston does really well, especially if you're in a corporate area.
Yeah, if you're in New Kingston also. The business clients coming to St. Andrew.
If you're close to the hospitals as well, close to the universities.
Yeah. But as with everything, we're having a slump. The thing is, guys, if you wait to buy a property, as I tell you, there's no good time.
Which one says maybe 16 million pesos.
When I bought in 1990, we were in a recession. Just as we were coming out of it, the prices just skyrocketed. I was on this side of the road at 200,000 across in phase 2, and across the street was phase 3, and they paid 250,000. And before that, my girlfriend bought hers like at 135,000. There's no good time. If I'd waited, I would have been struggling to buy this house at 250 because I could not have afforded it any more than I could have afforded 200,000, right? Thing with, if you're buying a property in Jamaica, if you follow me, and I get hear me talk about Rich Dad Poor Dad, he teaches us we are to look for cash flow. None of these properties will cash flow when you buy them ready-made, which is why I taught myself construction. You have to be at the wholesaler,
the
builder. You can't be at the retail end of it. All right. So just imagine the house that you're buying.
And the thing too is,
if a shirt like this. Hold on, it's a shirt like this, and I buy this for 3,000 Jamaican. How much can I sell this bag for? If I buy it retail.
Can you sell it for 5?
No. I have to go to the wholesaler and buy 3 of them for $2,000, and then come back and sell it for 3,000, right?
That makes sense.
Yeah. So what he teaches us is, and I tell you to go read the book, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. What the rich teach their children that the poor don't. Do I have it here, sir?
No. I don't see another rich dads there.
None of the rich dads are here. All right. But I have something rich though. I have How to Be Rich.
It's a simple title. How to Be Rich.
How to Be Rich. Simply enough. Go buy the book. So it is.
Well, maybe you should write a book that says How Not to Be Poor.
Them know not to be poor.
And I think that's what a lot of people struggle with.
Yeah. What? How not to be poor?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Because they get that pay at the end of the month, and by the time they pay out everything, it's zero, and they can't get themselves over the hill.
That's because they have not realized that cash is an asset. Cash is an asset. In the asset class, cash is an asset. So is real estate is an asset. Everybody. You getting paid, and what was the question I was supposed to be answering before you sidetrack me here now?
Why you need to be the wholesaler.
Yeah, no, the cash flow. I'm going to answer the cash flow question about the Airbnb. That's why I leave with the cash flow. No, I need to make this point about cash being an asset. Now you all walk around talking about how broke you are, and how you can't get ahead, and how they make you poorer and they make you poorer. When your boss drops the cash in your account, you move it from FEMA account into your account. That is cash. That is an asset. Put that in your brain. That is an asset. You are the ones who make it into a liability. You understand?
Yeah, because you use it to buy.
Because you convert the cash into liability. No. Robert Kiyosaki teaches us an asset is something that put money in your pocket. A liability is something that take money out of your pocket. Right? Devon say, is cash in bank an asset, or is cash in the hand an asset? Cash is cash. Whether you have it in your hand or whether you have it in the bank, cash is cash. So if I'm walking around in my pocket with 100,000 cash, that is cash that I have. That's an asset. Now I can take that 100,000 and make it into, convert it back to an asset, or I can take my 100,000 and convert it to a liability. The choice is mine. No, the thing is, asset, just remember this, an asset is something that put money in your pocket. A liability is something that take money out of your pocket. Now, therefore, you get your 100,000 cash in your bank account. Right away, you go check your baby mother now. Or you go check your girl, your main squeeze. And you give her 10,000. She take money out of your pocket, don't? Is she an asset or a liability?
Liability.
All right. You go down the road and you sit down in the bar with your friend and everybody will buy around. Your time come, you have to buy around 5,000 that gone. Have you converted that cash into an asset or a liability?
Liability.
Liability again. You go now and you go home and you say, "Whoa, I have to pay the light bill and the water bill and the this and the that." All those bills are liabilities because they're taking money out of your pocket. Am I correct?
Yes.
You walk into Lee's and you see this nice pair of sneakers where you must have because you spied from last month. New edition on the block. People have 100 US, which in Jamaica is 15,000 Jamaican. And you say, okay, buy that. How much you done gone already in a liability? So you take a perfectly good asset. Your 100,000. Whether Devon, it is cash in the bank or cash in your hand. Because these days, cash in the bank is no different from cash in hand. Because the cash that you have in the bank, these banks give you a fancy thing named a debit card. Don't it?
Yeah.
So you swipe and a swipe and a swipe all over the place. So it's like you having the cash in your hand. Isn't it? When you walk around with a debit card in your pocket. Now you wouldn't have the cash in your pocket. No, I'm never make it broke it down simple food because it doesn't seem to understand. Say cash that your boss put in at your work so hard for 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
And look how fast this brother you convert that cash to a liability. Checking baby mother, him stopping at the bar, him going on leaves. Before you know it, half of the money gone in a liabilities. Him pay some bills, we have in pocket. Him don't even have enough bus here for go work the next day. Him a call Miss Davis. Miss Davis. Boy, Miss Davis, let me a smalls now. Really, you just get paid Friday. No man, boy you want to see no, boy you want to see no. I don't know what me know, but boy you want to see appear that. So this the thing is, you can make a decision today that will make your life better 10, 20, 30 years from now. Or you can make a decision today that will make your life worse 10, 20, 30 years from now. What did that young man do that is going to make him life 10, 20, 30 years better? Absolutely nothing. He may have been better off when he have him cash in a man. He go down a town. You see some shoes that sell wholesale. Say, you know, people uptown need this, you know. Or I see some stocking or some underwear for men. You know, him friend them love them something. And buy them at wholesale, come back and sell it. Same with I know have what kind of income, everybody. What kind of income? The only way to tell them for man. You would remember I taught a different income. So one of them is profit income. So you buy something for $10, you sell it about $15 as profit income. No, you would have been better off. No, stop saying that you don't have any assets. Every single month that the money drop in your bank account is an asset. Right? That asset, if you were reading The Richest Man in Babylon book, you would have heard him talk about some slaves that you send out to do some work and it bring back some money. That asset, the coins in your bank account or the dollars in your bank account, the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, teaches us that those coins or those dollars are like slaves that you're going to send out. So when that youth convert that asset to the wholesale sneakers that him going to buy, that is him putting out him like slaves, and then him go and him sell it and him make some more slaves. So him buy the shoes for $2, him sell it back for $3, him now gain an extra $1. No. If more of you would do what The Richest Man in Babylon says, he says 10% must go to savings and then make a profitable investment with it. He says that. But if more of you would do like what Miss Davis do, because when him teach me that, you know, me start to that. But then me realize, boy, this thing take long, it not work. And me start to save up to 50% of my pay. But then me I say, geez, I'm poor, me can't pay my light bill, all these things happen. So me start to do again when we go down further and the book him say, make the investment a profitable investment, make the saving a profitable investment. Right? So you put it to work by doing things.
And that's where you went into profit income.
Right. And that's why I'm going to buy and sell. Right? So you have to make the asset that you have, you convert it to assets. And I don't want to hear about your light bill you ever pay, water bill you ever pay, this, that, that. You choose to get those things and pay for it. You choose if your light bill is going to be $2,000, $11,000, $12,000. You choose if your rent is going to be more than half of the income that you're earning. You are the one who choosing all of that. All right? So you have to just make good choices. Now, I was going to address the question of the Airbnb, right?
Yeah.
So the rich dad, poor dad now, Robert Kiyosaki, teaches us that for something like a real estate or an asset to be an asset, it must put money in your pocket. What that means? So you buy a house with it, like who wants to buy the Airbnb? Somebody. You buy a house, you rent it out. So let's just say you buy it and you rent it out for $1,000 US. But your mortgage is $1,005 US. Is that an asset, everybody? Hit me up, quick. So no in the chat. Or yes in the chat. Is that an asset? Remember, an asset is something that put money in your pocket. Nobody now answer. Everybody asleep, Tony. You buy the property and your mortgage is $1,000 and the rent.
Janet Gordon says yes.
The mortgage is.
Cherie says no.
The mortgage. What did I say? I said
your mortgage was 1,000. No, you said your mortgage was 1,500 and your Airbnb income is 1,000.
It's 1,000. Somebody says yes, somebody says no. Let me see the question again. If you buy an Airbnb property and the mortgage is 1,500 and your rent is 1,000, so the rent is lower than the mortgage.
Yeah, but is it the whole income that you make from the Airbnb is 1,000 per month?
1,000 per month. Then yes, that is not an asset because you have to go find $500 out of your pocket every month to put to the mortgage.
Plus utilities.
Yeah, plus utilities. You don't pay the property tax yet. You don't pay the lady yet to go clean the place. So if it is that the mortgage, the insurance, paying the utilities, and Airbnb come with utilities, you have to go pay light bill and water bill. You have to go pay the maintenance. If when you add up all of that, the money is more than the income that you're collecting, then that house is not an asset, it is a liability.
Right. That property would have to have at least 3 Airbnbs on it.
Right.
For it to make sense.
Now I hear Dervan says, yes, if the property is expected to appreciate more than the extra $5 every month. No, Dervan. You need to come into my class, Dervan.
You must make money from day one.
You must make money from day one. So when you buy the property or you put up the building, the money that you're collecting must be more than the money that you're putting out from day one, because there is no guarantee that the price of the real estate is going to go up.
Violet says you must increase the Airbnb income to 1,800 monthly. That way it covers the mortgage and gives you some change.
Right, you should. But if you can't get it, so you're going to try.
And the thing is, Jamaican Airbnb, it's not very unique. There are lots of the same. So you'd have to really have something spectacular going on for you to get that extra money.
So Jay is saying, it is an asset though. And Jay, you argued me because you're in my class. It's not depreciating in value. Who says so? One day you'll have, where are the people who live in the States who were buying houses at 300,000 all of a sudden then price them drop out of the sky? Someone talk to Jay for me in the chat. One day you'll have no mortgage and own it outright. That's what you think, if you can't keep up to 30 years.
Not only that too, you have to be able to pay that extra $500 every month.
Yeah.
And you have to make sure that property is continuously renting for that $1,000 every month. Because the 1 month it doesn't have that $1,000 rental, you're going to be paying $1,500. Can you afford to pay $1,500?
Right. Can you afford it? Violet says, suppose I buy the Airbnb cash. Well, if you buy it cash, you still have to calculate what the cash is worth. All right. So you still have to make sure. And remember, you have to get a return for your investment. So if the cash could have been in the bank earning X amount, you have to pull out that too. So it may not be a mortgage. You may want to pay yourself a 6.5% mortgage. So you still have to pay yourself. Why are you investing it if you don't plan to pay yourself?
I don't think a lot of people are really investing. They're just buying a retirement home now and then have it renting now until they need it for retirement. But they're not really investing.
Right. So if it is in quote unquote cash flow is what we look for when we're buying real estate. The rent, cash flow means the rent must be more than the expenditure. The income from the rent must be more than the expenditure. And that must happen from day one. Now, as I've told you, I don't see that happening when you buy a ready-made house in Jamaica. It don't happen.
Jay just got her eye opener.
What he said. But what if you're living there? You'd have to pay 1.5 more without any income from it. Are you saying the very house that we live in is a liability? Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Jay.
Your house is your biggest liability other than your children.
Your house is the biggest liability. It take money out of your pocket every month. Not only that, you have to go fix a gutter. You have to go pay the front door. You have to do so many things. So your house is a liability. How your house don't become a liability now is if you may have some tenants on the property that pay for the expenses and pay the mortgage. So that's how the house is not a liability. So your collections, foreclosure, attorney, and Lady Claudia is speaking the truth. Thank you, Rusty Willow. How much prep on my channel I know? 94 of you. I hope you're getting the lesson. Thank you, Rusty Willow. Collections and foreclosure attorney in the US. And I am speaking the truth. Right? So Jay, yes, it can be better to rent than to buy a house. But you don't go that route. Because in the long run, that's not going to help you. So I'm telling you, I've told you numerous times what to do. Maybe you weren't here in the lessons. But first of all, if you're talking about investment, you want to learn how to do construction. You want to learn that. You hear, you tell me and Tony get excited when we look on the land. Because when you look at the land, Jay, you are going to build at cost. Remember that. So if you're building a shoes, everybody, and you're going to get the lace, and you're going to get the thread, and you get the insole, and you get the heel, and you put it together, you would have bought all of those materials that you used to make the shoes at cost. Just like how when we buy the block and steel, the sand, the gravel, the cement, we are building at cost, right? And then we can offsell that house for a profit. All right? Also, I've told you another way. So if you don't want to learn how to do construction, like Tony and I learned how to do construction, then another way to do it is buy into a development where you're the first owner, preferably phase one of that development, and you let the inflation carry. So somebody tell me they have cash. So if you have cash, that's what I would do. You buy into the development and you wait.
Right, she has what, $350 cash? You buy the first phase in a new development
and you wait. You can also rent it out and collect the extra money, yes. But what you're going after there is what we call capital gain, not cash flow. Because you're going to find still, even with the new developments that I'm talking about, you're not going after cash flow because remember, it's a ready-made house. In other words, you buy the builder equity already. And when you buy a resale property from somebody, you are buying their equity in the property, right?
Right.
So you sure a bought house is a liability. It's perhaps not an investment, but I don't think it's a liability. Isn't a liability a depreciating asset? Investment and liability are all different, eh? Yes. An asset is something that put money in your pocket. So if you have a business that is giving you money every month in your pocket without you have to do any work, that's an asset.
Right. Sophia is asking what if she runs a home-based business? Is your business paying your house rent for you being there working? That's one of the questions you need to ask herself.
You need to ask yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, because your business is just freeloading and taking up space in your house without paying any rent.
Yeah. So, like we moved our office to our house too. We work between both office and home office.
I really should charge the business rent, for the space that it's taking up in the house.
Yeah, you should.
Because it's increasing electricity, it's increasing water, it's increasing space for cleaning, everything. Increasing.
I totally just realized our home business is a liability. But everybody get this in your heads. And you will, this is a very simple definition that Rich Dad gave me years ago when I read his book. Don't remember the year. If I had the book, I could look at the back and tell you. But I live by the definition. So Tony and I, the first day, we say, Mom, is this a liability or is this an asset? Sometimes I'll say, Tony, this is a liability, But
let's hug it up anyway.
Yeah, we know it's a liability. We know. But why we might take on the liability? Let me tell you why you might take on the liability, especially when it comes to property. Same thing. One is a new property and you're going to have capital gain now. So you wait for it for appreciate. When by the time the developer reach phase 5 and raise up the price, then you can sell it, right? That's one. Two, you may have increased earnings, like also have increased earnings. They said, damn, but Tony, we have an extra 50,000 now. Instead of eat it out, Burger King, this, that, KFC, this, that, fast food, clothes, you name it.
Xander
these days.
How much was the toy?
And I have to be careful. I have to be so careful.
Toy was like what, 70,000?
I was in the pharmacy and we saw this toy. It was a tricycle bicycle that they play on take him up to age 5, 6. No, it's 34,000 plus tax, which is remember the price? 34,000 plus tax. And I almost bought it. And I said to myself, is this a liability or asset, Claudia? Come on. But this would have been a one-off purchase anyway. But is this a liability or an asset right here now? Does he really need a $34,000 toy? So I catch myself. I said, no, I'm going to need a $34,000. Forget that. Strike that.
Not only that, he has a stroller already. And he has a bicycle already. This was just a stroller and a bicycle in one.
Yeah, well, he has a bicycle from Rachel was 2. My brother, Rachel's uncle, bought it for her when she was 2. And Rachel, the good person that she kept it all these years.
She kept it on the chair.
It's on the chair, yeah, all these years. Yeah. So Xander is going to use
and
it.
Barbie dream house too. If Xander was a girl, he would have inherited that.
Yeah. So you see, you must leave an inheritance to your children, right? So I just want to let you know that make the distinction. Asset, liability. Some of you, when you meet somebody for the first time, you really need to ask yourself, is this person going to be an asset or a liability?
And right? You can know from the first date, you know.
Yeah, you know from the first date. You do. There are the red flags. You do know. And when we say asset and liabilities, for me, I've redefined it a lot too, because sometimes assets is not just hardcore cash, right? Assets can be knowledge. So you meet somebody, you will say, is this person an asset? Do they have a good knowledge base that I can learn from, right? Do they have a good network of people that I can probably tap into that would make my life better, right? Do they have wisdom that they can depart? That is what my 2 baby fathers did for me. They came with knowledge. They came with wisdom. They came with, what was the next 10 minutes there? Knowledge, wisdom. What's that third thing? I don't remember. But them come with that. Plus to them, it have their money. So it helps, right? So if your partner already comes with certain things, in film asset base or whatever, at least he's not scrounging on your asset base while you're busy trying to build your asset base, right? Mm-hmm. Plus, if you have the knowledge, I said networking. So if you have a good networking, then because them give me business to tell me, oh Claudia, this person have this place to sell, you know. Because they have a big network. So you use all of that to help you. So Jay, it's not just hardcore cash we're talking about. You look at the skill sets of your children. How can these skill sets be an asset to this family? Right? No. You all make this thing. When you write up your asset column, you put car in the asset. A car is not an asset. A car is a straight liability. Some of you pay mortgages on cars. You have to buy gas. You have to wash it. You have to maintain it. You have to do so many things. You take money to your pocket every month. It's not an asset. Plus, built into that so-called car is the depreciation of it. So you buy today for $10, by tomorrow is $8, next day is $6, right? So in schools, they'll teach you about fixed assets. And what the next asset name, somebody will do accounting, tell me. But the only true asset is an asset that put money in your pocket. Something. So if it is, I build some goat house, which I keep talking about. Like when Tony 3-acre land, she might buy for $3 million. I might say, Tony, let me put some goat house on it. When I put the goat houses, then I will lease them to farmers who want to raise them goat in a safe environment, right? And I may give them 1 acre to graze, another 2 acres. You may tell them my idea, and they can't take it if you know what. And I would rent the goat houses, right? Because them goat houses now make out more than spoil board and pallet and, you know, maybe I lumber up on the land and they can cut and make it too, right? Mm-hmm. So I would rent them the goat houses and the land is now an asset because they're going to pay me rent every month and put money in my pocket.
They pay you cash?
Them can't even pay me a goat. I kid you not. Suppose every time them goat drop kid, them want to give me one of them kid there. I'm going to sell the kid and make money. I'm going to convert the goat kid now to money, to cash. Remember, asset is something that put money in your pocket. There's a potential to put money in your pocket. All right? So there are so many ways that you can look at assets. You just have to remember that an asset is something that put money in your pocket, and liability is something that takes money out. So like my children at one point were straight liabilities. I mean, really straight liabilities. But they have now become assets. But we now have I have a grandson, Xander, now, who is a liability. But Tony says he's an asset in some ways. And in what ways are those, Tony? Tony, tell in our own words.
He brings joy, well, to my life. I don't know about anybody else.
Yeah,
but I look forward to coming home to seeing him. Because he just makes me like so happy. And he has the biggest smile.
Biggest smile ever.
Yeah, and he's learning to hug back now. So yeah, you get that little extra hug from him now.
Yeah. And I love that when I teach him something, he catches it so quickly, you know. he smiles a lot. He's a happy child, right? And that's what we needed in our households. Some laughter, some happiness.
Yeah, because we're very routine oriented.
And we work hard. I mean, we're always working, right? Because when we come off here now, we're probably going to computer and we answer it, you know, kind of thing. So he has brought that balance to our lives, and in that way, he's an asset. So in Christmas, I'll probably spend $34,000 on buying the bike.
And he gets us to slow down too, because I mean, in between those times that we have to stop to feed him, to change him.
Yeah, because he's not in the nursery or anything like that. He's at home. So he gets us to slow down and just relax and, you know, watch TV with him, or just play a little game with him, or just watch him running around. You know, he gives us that kind of a downtime. So in that sense, he is an asset. So likewise, if you have a husband who, when you come home, he cooks you dinner, he makes sure everything is okay because he's already at home all day. He doesn't add any stressors to your life. And that gives you the joy and the contentment to do the things that you want to do. Then he's an asset. One of them, I tell you that, like my baby father, one of them, I always said, you know, when I'm looking at property, I say, hey, you don't make a bad. And he said, Claudia, but where's this money coming from? Where are you going to? Miss Nally said, I'm going to have you. Where's this money coming from to pay this every month? Where is it? Where's the deposit? Where is it? And my answer is always, I'm going to have you. So, you know, in that way, if you have a partner, then the partner can be an asset. Because you want to take the risk to buy the Airbnb, to buy the piece of land, to jump out and do this. But you know that if you jump out, you have a landing, right? So it's like even when I walked off a job, and I came on and seen in the evening, I said, you know, sir, I'm going to leave the work. He said, what? You leave the work? Why you leave the work? Again, I said, it's because I have you. I'm going to leave the work. I'm not worried about no bills that are naughty. Because no matter what, I know that he will help me out, right? So in that way, think of your husbands, your boyfriends, your main squeeze, whatever you want to call them. You think of them as your assets. Like my children now work and they earn an income. And for the most part now, so we can't say, yeah, we have 3 income, even though we earn way more than them still. But if something should happen, then at least you know you have another income around that can pay some bills until you may get back on your feet or whatever it is. All right? So just remember.
Rusty Wheeler says children on old age pension.
Only if you train them to be old age pension.
Jay says, I'm sorry, if my husband is home all day, then he's a super liability.
Easy. Are you serious?
It depends on what your husband is at home doing all day.
It depends on what he's home doing. Yeah. Sometimes I wish I had a husband home all day. I'd come home, my dinner would be ready, and I get my warm bath, my massage. Sometimes I do wish it. I'd also have a ready-made driver. I wouldn't be a driver. He told it. I have all of that. Sometimes, just fleetingly in my brain, I said, Claudia, wish I had a husband who would just be at home and he would just water my plants and them little things that sometimes just stress me out. Because you have these whole heap of things trying to do. That's why sometimes I wish my mother was alive. Because certainly she would have filled that role. in cooking dinner and just basically doing all those things. So,
yeah, that's the one thing I missed. Like, I never got to experience grandma's cooking.
Yeah.
Like you said, she could cook.
Yeah,
but
man,
I
she
just
could cook, man. She could cook a rice and peas and chicken.
that lesson, just that part of our history that we should have been carried down.
So, yeah, she could have cooked, man. Oxtail and bean, stew pork and bean. See, I still remember all of the food that was she give me. Curry goat with the little potato, whatever. Curry goat. Yeah, curry goat and then put potato in it.
Oh, Irish
dice
potato.
up Irish potato and put in it. Yeah, mama,
Sonia says, good evening. I've been enjoying your program for a long time. Thanks for making my people wiser. Yes, a house and property can be assets, but having a mortgage and other things is a liability. Mark says, most Jamaican women do not like progressive man. And Shanice is like, where you get that from, Mark?
Yeah, where you get that from, Mark? When people don't like progressive women, men.
What is a progressive man?
Yeah,
I think that's what needs to be defined here.
Yeah, but I think what happens is a lot of time the mismatch is there because the lady I run down this, him I run down this, but them not run down the same things.
Yeah, I think
you're not going down the same road, and that's the problem.
I think if I was ever to get married, the first thing my new husband and I would need to decide is what are the goals for this marriage, both romantically, retirement-wise, financially, whether we're having kids or not. What's happening? We need to know that from day one so that we're all both on the same page going forward.
Yeah, and how you're gonna get there. Yeah.
I think a lot of times married couples make it up as you go along.
Yeah, they make it up as they go along. And them plan the wedding but not the marriage.
Yeah.
And that's sad. I didn't get married because I made a decision not to consciously. Because of what
you got proposed to and turned him down.
Yeah, when I was about 18. But because of what I see my mother and father go through. Mm-hmm. When I said no.
But that's just one man. That's not all men.
Yeah, but me not gonna know that. As far as I'm concerned, that's all men. That's how men behave. Right? And in a sense, I'm glad I didn't get married. Because when I look at all my girlfriends now at my age, going through the divorce and the cuss out and they haven't accomplished anything.
I think our life is more comfortable because there wasn't a man here.
Right. So you never have the back and forth power struggle and whatever.
Not only that, just our everyday routines are very relaxed because there's not a man there that we have to edge around.
Yeah. So you guys, you set up your own life, right? And your own structure. But the truth is, when it comes to life and living, there's two things you have to figure out. Where you're going to live and how you're going to feed yourself. Mm-hmm. So feeding yourself is like what profession, what business you're going to start, whatever you're doing to be able to earn to feed yourself. And where you're going to live, how you're going to shelter yourself. So figure out if it's rent, if it's mortgage, whatever. I say go after the mortgage. Because at the end of 30, 40, 50 years, when you hit the retirement that this gentleman was talking about, all the money that you earn, you will only have the real estate to show for it. Yeah. The real estate is the only thing you're going to drive up to touch it or walk up to and touch it and say, yes, Father, this is how I'm going to spend my money upon. If you only have one property and sit up on the veranda, sip a lemonade, you say, thank you, Jesus. We did spend some time up here for this.
Yeah, but then you can also go into buy the smaller properties now every year as you're working, and then you sell them one by one for retirement.
Yeah, you can.
Instead of trying to get the cash flow monthly.
Instead of trying to get the cash flow, yeah, you can. But what the point I'm trying to make is that even if it's a do-that property that you have to spend, that you're gonna have to spend the money on. You can show the money.
Yeah. If
you haven't purchased a property, you people say it all the time. So where Mas John spending money upon? Mama, where you spending money upon? You don't have nothing. Where you spending money upon? She gonna tell you she's spending upon you. But you're not gonna believe her. Because you're looking at other person, but John didn't earn less money than you, and John raised 2 pitney, but still buy a house.
I honestly think parents rather, should have a book of receipts of all the every year of money that they spend on their children.
Yeah.
And then when that child turns 18 and 21, I said, what you spend your money from, you just show them the receipt book. Because it's a lot of money, you know.
It
is a lot of money.
It is a lot.
Every time I ask you for ice cream, mommy, when I'm little, I'm like, but wait, that is money mommy has to be using. Even yesterday, I meant to buy cake for me.
Yeah. Every single, and that's why people cake. One time a Disney trip where I make when me couldn't go because I couldn't afford to carry the two away. I sent she with somebody. But the truth is, I've always said it. If you earn $1, you only want to spend 50 cents on your children and 50 cents on yourself. And part of that 50 cents must be somewhere for you to live.
Yeah.
Not somewhere for them to live. Because the truth is, anywhere you live, your children can live there too. Now, some persons struggle. Persons call me all the time. Davis, I need a 3-bedroom. Why do you need a 3-bedroom? Oh, I have 2 kids. I need a 3-bedroom. I said, oh, but you can only afford a 1-bedroom. They call about the Jamaica. They can only afford a 1-bedroom. But I have 2 children and I need somewhere to put them. I said, really? Them picnic must be big like, me don't know what. Because
you can buy a bunk bed. You sleep at the bottom, they sleep at the top. Or you buy a pull-out sofa, turn out the sofa in the night.
But why 3 people can't live in a 1-bedroom house?
I don't know.
You have living room, you have dining room, plus you have the bedroom separate from the kitchen and the bathroom. That is what is mixing up a lot of your head space. Right? That's not mixing you up. No. You have to
or
buy.
You don't put any furniture in the house and you just roll out a mat.
Yeah, like what the Chinese them do. It does, and the Indian them. It does roll out a mat when night come. Nobody don't need to sleep on bed. That's what's confusing you all, why you haven't bought a property. And some of you wait and the opportunity pass and the time pass and you can't buy it again because your pay don't raise. In this dispensation going on here now, I'm seeing it happening again. The inflation is here. The prices are skyrocketing. The government is saying them can't pay more than 1% and 2%. So if inflation there 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10, how your 1% pay? I will catch that. You can't. So therefore, you must buy the house that you can afford now. If that is a studio, a 1-room, a quad, a 2-bed, you buy that.
All right. Says living in your house is the best liability.
So you have to determine and listen. Stop saying I'm buying it for my children. You're not. You're buying it for yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Make yourself comfortable first.
Yeah.
You do that for yourself. And don't let the opportunity pass. You don't buy a piece of real estate to live. Because I can tell you, when them people they grow big and you don't live nowhere and you drum from rent house to rent house every minute, them not even come look for you. Them only come look for you if you have a house. That's the truth.
That's so true.
That's the truth.
Oh, we're actually out of time, Mom.
Oh, we're out of time. 33. So everybody, have you answered all the questions, Tony?
You can check.
Somebody asking about land in St. Pierre. What's important access for the properties that you want? Gavin says his grandpa built houses and rented them out. Problem is the renters won't pay. So Gavin, get rid of the renters. You're old enough now. Take them to the court, get rid of them and start again. We have tenants that don't pay us and we have to fling them out. One of them been have pack up all our suitcase. Yeah. Jamaican women like progressive men, true women, that is. But as Tony says, one going this way, one going this way, the two and all have the same. Both in a toy in a boat, you must be rowing in the same direction. You don't need that's not rocket science. If you have a north and she have a south, you don't reach nowhere, right? Both of you must be going in the same direction, and also I say one of you must have the ambition to want more. If the both of you don't have any ambition to want anything, then none of you will get anything. So one of you must have the ambition to want more. So ladies, if you are a lady who don't want nothing, please take up a man who wants something. Hang on to him in pants foot. And anything him tell you to do, you roll with it and you do it and you do it because what? Him gonna carry you with him. Right? Gentlemen, if you know you're the person with your ambition level weak and your drive weak, find a woman with drive and ambition. That's what you do. Right? Them say opposites attract, but sometimes that's not true. Find somebody with ambition and drive and then you skate in from fear skirt here. Yeah. Don't make them tell you, oh, you follow the woman everywhere she go in your room. No. Don't
you have to be a good follower.
Yeah, sometimes you have to be a good follower. All right?
That's how people win war.
Yeah, follow the leader.
And those who can follow it best with the war.
Yeah, those who have a good feel. On a macroeconomic scale, yes, Devon, let me see what you say now. Court system is a joke. No, Gavin, the court is not a joke. We take people to court all the time. So if you need somebody to help you with that court process, WhatsApp me and give you somebody at the court. If it's in Kingston, tell me if it's Kingston. If you did, the thing is, why is a court is a joke? I took long. But if you start today, you will finish at some point, don't it? But if you're there procrastinate and you wait 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, tell that don't pay no rent, you're already 4 months out.
Yeah, you have to give that notice.
You have to give the notice 1 month. Well, we start getting notice earlier than what them say. Just a reminder, treat at the 3rd day, the rent don't pay. 15 day, the same thing, a reminder. 30 day, the 1st day, you get a notice.
All right.
Hold on. There was a question here from
who?
Devon. Hold on. On a macroeconomic scale, it is better for the country that the agencies build more schemes and get more persons to buy into developments rather than allow too many persons to build on their own. Yes, Devon, I agree. Most persons don't have the skill, the know-how, the knowledge. I agree. The government should just build the schemes and let them buy the house instead of them trying to build on own land. Part of the thing, though, I think with build on own land is in the macro, you talk about macroeconomics, is that when the developer builds for you and you buy it, the money goes into the developer's hands. And that money don't necessarily translate into the wider economy like that. Because remember, the rich hold on to more of their money than what they spend. You understand, Devon? So yes, he'll pay the mace, the tile, and whatever, but we all know that the mace and the tile and those people are getting way less money than if them build for you as an individual. So part of the balancing of that macroeconomics, I believe, that the NHT is doing, by allowing persons to build on own land and giving them the money in their bank account, is that it's going to translate better into the wider society and to the family itself. Because the family might have a mason in the family already, or a painter, or a plumber. So it's going to better translate into that. Because even when we do construction, it's Tony who actually put in the faucets and toilets and so. Not that we pay her the money. But it better translates into that, which is why I think they'd have a balance of building schemes and of giving the builder no land money. So Devon, that's what it is. I'm trying to balance out the money that floats around in the economy. All right, everybody, you got a bonus. Last word here. Anybody wants to know you have money and you want to know where you can get, send us a WhatsApp 370-8138. Tony will respond to you tomorrow, 370-8138. Last comment. Claudia, thanks for these valuable info. I wish we had this discussion back then when we were neighbors in Fairview. See it? I am now doing house hunt. Richard. But didn't you buy your house in Fairview? Because we all bought houses in Fairview. So Richard, send me a WhatsApp. My WhatsApp is 292-6776. Richard, WhatsApp me, answer you tomorrow. We're not going to answer anybody else tonight. We're tired. But I'll talk to you tomorrow.
We have an early start tomorrow.
And we have an early start tomorrow, yeah. Actually in Ochi tomorrow. All right, sir. No, I'm in Arca Besa tomorrow.
Oh, you're further away.
Further away. Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much. See you next week.
Yay. Actually look forward to coming on Sundays.
On Sundays, yeah.
It's always a refreshing discussion with everyone to see where their mindsets are. And it's really cool that they're actually learning the content.
Yeah,
Even we did a case that it was like real estate.
Real estate, yeah, right away.
Right away.
But I think I maybe need to do the asset and liability more. I
Right.
think some person's struggling with it.
Yeah, and I think what happened is a lot of persons only have one asset class, and they're not on the second one yet.
They
which
don't
is where
understand.
which is
Yeah.
where you need to get to if you want to really not miss thing out of the park.
Yeah. You have to get into you have to know the different asset classes, right?
Yeah.
And you have to know how the challenging part of it though. And they didn't, and I think that nobody taught them this over the years.
Mm-hmm.
When you get your pay slip, that's an asset.
Yeah, it is.
It is. That's the asset that you have now that you need to use to push you to the next level.
I know, like
they don't see the pay slip as an asset.
I know, like Scotia shut down my card because they sent the new card, and I haven't activated the new card, so I can't access my account. And it kind of felt liberating that I didn't have access to the money to spend it. I was like, okay, I don't need the money. I can leave it for next month.
Yeah. So you're the assets. I think we have to fledge that out some more. In terms of what are the assets, and also fledge out the different income streams.
Yeah.
Because the truth is, you really can't hit it out of the park and just earn the income.
No, you can't.
You have to have other income.
Yeah, because earned income is the hardest one to earn.
Hardest money to earn. It take you longer. You earn a little bit of money.
Yeah.
And then you wait 30 days for the so-called asset to drop in your bank account. I mean, that's why it's a pressuring on them spending.
Right. Like if you have profit income, you're getting the cash every day.
Yeah. If you have when we're buying and selling, we got cash every day. I mean,
right.
Yeah. So this is it. We have to fledge that out more for them so that they understand that the asset and the liability. When you can make that distinction in your head, you make better choices.
Yeah, I think so. And it's probably we can touch on it like next week.
Yeah, I'll touch on it next week. All right. And go over the asset classes. Let me just write it down.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Oh, bye, everyone. You hadn't turned it off, Tony?
No.
Oh, my gosh. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.